Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Quick Hands Rugby League podcast for episode 73. Artie, George, welcome back, gents.
There you guys, welcome back. And guess what? Our streak continues.
Yeah.
Thank
Streak
God
continues.
for St George's bye, because your two teams let us down. Lucky we had a bye, and this week we're guaranteed one's going to win because Dragons play the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
So one of our teams will win, that's for sure.
Draw.
Still, it's a point. It's
can't
not
be a draw.
It can't be a draw.
Oh, yes, you can.
George,
After extra time.
At least I'll get a point.
Magic round, mate. Where is it?
It's in the can,
In the
Nicola. It's in the
can.
can,
Wow.
big fella.
So,
How good was it?
Happy 50th birthday to Brad Arthur. You know what? Seriously, we laugh, right? But I wouldn't mind getting a $750,000 check on my birthday.
Yeah.
No.
Right? So obviously the breaking news, Brad Arthur gone, sacked. What do you guys think? We've talked about this.
It's bizarre, the timing of it. That's what I find. Mitchell Moses has been out. You'd think they'd wait till Moses came back in and see how they go with Moses back. But they did it before Moses came back in the fold, because just say now Moses comes back and they win 3 or 4 in the trot, then he's safe again, you know what I mean? But I just found the timing of it very peculiar, very weird. It was magic. The coach's career just disappeared in one weekend.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't want this to be a told you so, but it's not a told you so. But you guys might remember on the first episode this season, we were talking about Wayne Bennett's off contract next season, and George said to me, do you think you could see him end up at Parramatta? And I actually said no, because they won't pull the trigger quickly enough on Brad Arthur. And that turned out to be exactly the case, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because if they had moved maybe before Demetrio had been sacked, who knows? He might have been there next season. But as far as the timing goes, from what I understand, they decided a few weeks ago that it was going to be at the end of the season. Yeah, but they decided it was going to be at the end of the season. So he's not going to serve his final year of his contract, being next year. But then I suppose after a few horrible weeks, and there's no way to sugarcoat it, they've been horrible weeks. I mean, they're getting thrashed by teams that are depleted.
Yeah.
Starting with the Dolphins, you know. Look at Melbourne the other night. They lost Munster at halftime as well. And the first half was good. The second half was horrible.
Yeah.
So I think they just decided, you know, it's time to pull the trigger now. So, of course, they've missed out on Wayne Bennett because, you know, they move at a snail's pace. But I can't say I'm surprised by it.
Don't you find it weird, Nick, how a few weeks ago they said they weren't interested in Wayne Bennett, and today we heard that they've been talking to Wayne Bennett 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they actually have been approached. They have spoken to him.
Well,
So.
it wasn't. It was reported that Wayne Bennett had expressed interest. I don't know how true that was.
Yeah.
Because obviously they tried everything to get him, but they basically just said he had his heart set on South, so he was always going to go to South. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I suppose the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about now, being an Eels fan, is who's available.
Do you think maybe South's got a whiff of it? That's why they pulled the trigger on Demetrio quickly, and then they thought, you know what, Parramatta's sniffing here. Let's go.
Possibly. George, what do you think?
Nico, I think you're right. The time, and I think you're right. The timing was wrong. It should have happened a year and a half ago. So
a year and a half ago,
at least.
He was coming back from a grand final appearance last year.
How good were they going?
But doesn't matter.
Not that
beginning
year.
of last year.
Yeah, it's a body of work of 5 years.
Yes.
It is.
He's got wait. Don't feel sorry for him. He got 11 years out of it.
Yeah, I know.
And
He got a fair
he's
chunk.
a very rich man because of the Parramatta board, which is weak and pathetic.
And he'll get another gig.
Oh, absolutely.
He'll get another-
wait
And
a
it was
minute.
good cattle too.
Before I go on, he's an outstanding human being.
Yeah.
He's taken it like a man. Okay, he's a fantastic development coach.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Everybody can't be Ivan Cleary.
Yeah.
Or everybody can't be a super coach. There's 4 or 5 of them, and this is the issue. This is what I'm going to go on about. Okay, they should have pulled the trigger years ago. For me, the Parramatta board should sack themselves because they're a weak board. They're not a winners. I ask you, Adi, what I asked Nicola. If the Bullfrog was a CEO of that club, will they get the signature of Wayne Bennett?
Yeah.
For sure.
We saw what he done.
Well, they tried to get Wayne Bennett years ago, and he was close apparently, but then he jumped ship apparently.
The important thing to point out here, because I've been probably the most critical of the Parramatta hierarchy, right? But I have to say, and yeah, like, I mean, for me, and we've said this how many times, It should have been at the end of last season,
Should have been
right?
right.
But anyway, that aside,
I can understand why not though, because he
I can't.
got into the grand final.
No, I can't.
You know what? If Dylan Edwards didn't get the off-field dramas and they still played poorly, I reckon they would have. But because of the Dylan Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because Dylan Brown had the thing, they sort of put, poor Brad, he had Dylan Brown out.
But here's my thing,
Might have
right?
changed. Might have saved him.
Everyone says that Parramatta were 80 minutes away, right?
From where?
From a ring.
Grand final.
They made the grand final,
Yeah, they
right?
were 80 minutes away.
But they weren't 80 minutes away. They were miles away.
Miles away.
They were never going to win that game. You know,
Well, and Brad Arthur, we just saw 360, admitted it.
yeah,
he got
did.
it wrong.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
got it
did.
wrong.
Yeah. So we said it at the time. But anyway, look, it is what it is. I'm actually not shocked by it. I will say this. I'm actually happy that I think the club moved pretty swiftly. No one saw it coming. And
That
it was
I guess.
announced like that yesterday afternoon, right? They had also been trying to court Wayne Bennett. No one knew about that. It hadn't even leaked to the media. So that's how
Outstanding.
that's how tightly wrapped that was kept. I've got to give him credit for that because look at the debacle at South.
Yep, I give him credit
Right?
for that.
Yeah.
That coach knew he was getting sacked for a month, and that was just unhealthy for everybody involved, right?
Souths have got more leaks than the Titanic, and that's why that was happening. Now, obviously, this board is one and together, and we've seen that.
I think it's pretty amazing that they've been meeting with him for 3 weeks and
Yes.
no one knew.
Yep, we've seen not
It
even
says a lot about him too,
Yeah, yes.
because he manages himself, right?
Yes, and like I said, how Buzz didn't get a whiff of it, or Bulldog Richie get a whiff of it. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
True.
so
Yeah.
I'll commend
I can't believe
the club on that. I suppose my only concern is that they put all their eggs in the Bennett basket because
Well, there is no one else, so that's why.
we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who the replacement is going to be, and God forbid it's Trent Barrett. I know he's looking after them for the rest of
Just
the
for
season.
now, he's a temporary coach. But I'll say it again: when you look at Melbourne and you hear Panisi talk, you know what I mean, and when you hear some other CEOs in and around the league, which their clubs are winners. Even you know what they make fun of the guy at Penrith, which I can't remember his name. Price is it anyway? But he's a winner.
Yeah.
I'm suggesting that this Parramatta board, they haven't got one winner.
Look, we've been saying it all
board.
season. Brad Arthur, I think he'll be really good. I think he's a really good coach for a club, whether it be like a Tigers or a Titans or even Dolphins. Like he's good. He's good for a club at that level, who's probably not challenging for a premiership just yet. But
Development coach.
he's obviously great at developing play, and he's a
Development
stand-up guy. Everyone knows all that, and obviously wish him nothing but the best. But it was just time. It was time. It's overtime, right?
Time 3 years ago.
At the end of the day, making the finals, which Parramatta's not even doing at the moment, is not enough.
Make no mistake, and I say this to friends and people, and they look at me twice. Parramatta is a big club. It should be a big club. It should be a Real Madrid. It should be a Barcelona. It should be a Liverpool. It should be a Man City. Okay, so with that,
You left out Napoli.
Napoli. I'm sorry, Nicola. Okay, with that, you need a massive profile coach. Wayne was the perfect one, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. The issue is now where do we find that coach?
Well, so that
And you know what? Jason Riles does not cut the mustard.
no.
No disrespect to Jason
Before we
Riles.
move on to who the new coach would be, anything else on the sacking? I mean, you guys surprised? I actually wasn't
I'm
surprised
shocked.
at all.
I was shocked.
I wasn't surprised at
I
all.
thought it would run to the end of the year.
Well, Buzz spoke to what's his name, Brad, in the morning of Monday, and it's how you feeling and all that, and it was sort of confident that he was still there because he goes, "Oh, look, we'll bounce back" and everything else. So he had no indication until it all happened. So even Brad wasn't aware of it, which is unusual, isn't it? So
Yeah, he said when he got the phone call to come in, he said on 360 just now, he said he knew. He rang his manager up and he had the gut feel what was going to happen.
I think you knew it was coming at the end of the season. I mean,
Yes.
everything pointed to that. They would have needed something remarkable to turn
Well,
it around.
that's what I would have thought.
And that's something that I hate, by the way. Like I hate it when someone turns, they win 5 games in a row and it turns everything around. It's never. To me, that equates. It's the same as a player when they're coming off contract. Look at Angus Crichton. He's having the best season he's had since he signed with the Roosters. Why? Because he's coming off contract. We see that with every player in their contract year.
Yeah.
So if I actually believe look, and I've said it before, Parramatta making the grand final had a lot of luck to it, right? They were never in the same ballpark as Penrith. I don't think anyone was at that time.
Not that year.
Not that year. But that actually kind of gave a false sense of achievement, and actually they extended him right after that.
Yeah.
That pretty much should have been it that season. But they got to the grand final, and that's actually what gave him another couple of years.
Didn't they extend him again afterwards?
After the grand final, they extended him for 3 years.
Okay.
So next year would have been his last year.
Look,
so next year would have been his last year. I thought he had another year after that.
No.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad then.
It's time to move on. But it's a bit of a deer in the headlights, because let's go to the next question. Move on to who?
Yeah. And this is the problem.
There's no one available.
There's no one of that profile. See,
I'm sure Madge has got something in his contract where if an NRL job comes up.
He's the one.
Look,
he'd be the one I'd go 100%.
I've said this numerous times. I never actually said Wayne Bennett, because I never actually thought he'd be a chance of going to Parramatta. I'm surprised they were even negotiating with him. I just never thought he was interested. I've been saying it for, 3 years. Shane Flanagan. I would have loved to get Shane Flanagan. I'll say it right now. I'd love to get Michael Maguire, because all the other options, I don't think that club needs a rookie coach right now.
No.
They need experience.
No.
They need someone to come in and do what you said, which is basically rip the guts out of it.
Let me explain what I said, Adi. Okay, so so Brad's been there for 10 years. So it's no longer a Brad issue now. They love Brad. The players love Brad, but look at the performances on the field. So there's a lot of bad DNA. So the next coach who comes in can't be Jason Rolls, and I'll tell you why. He's got to go there, understand the bad DNA, rip the bad DNA out, and it's got nothing to do with Paul Brad. Just 10 years, same voice. There's only one or two coaches who can do this, okay? Rip the bad DNA, because the cattle's there.
Yeah.
The cattle's there. Change them around, and that's why Bennett's perfect for this, okay? Change it around and get them playing at the best. So what we've got is you're not going to a club which is playing well or haven't been too much affected. You have to go in there, and you saw what Paul Canterbury had to do to change the culture in the club, in the dressing room. Well, that's what's happening now, because there's no way in the world we can say anything about Brad Arthur now. There is no way he's prepared a team and he's put it on the field, and they did what they did on the second half against Melbourne. That's not Brad Arthur.
Yeah.
So it's the cattle, it's the people. So now it's become a big job.
Yeah.
So Madge.
In their press conference today, the CEO and the chairman, they fronted up for about 15 minutes, and when asked about this, they said they're going to take their time. There doesn't have to be a rush. We're in May, right? But they're looking for someone who's got success on the. And apart from Maguire, who is there?
Nobody.
But he's contracted to Origin for the next 3 years.
Yeah, it's the problem.
Right? And I really do not, and no disrespect, I don't want Justin Holbrook. I don't want Trent Barrett. I don't want someone in their first season. I want someone with experience. So we're going to have to go out there and bust some heads and break a contract and pay for it.
That's what's going to happen.
I'm going to fly the flag a bit for Riles here, right? Now, Melbourne Storm is a very, very professional club, and they've earmarked Jason Riles as Bellamy's replacement. So Riles is good enough for Melbourne, and Melbourne do their homework, and they've coached this kid to follow. No, but he's been sitting side by side with Bellamy for years. He's literally next in line.
You're forgetting something.
Two questions.
Bellamy's extended, so Riles will be looking. I wouldn't take.
But wait a minute. Who's CEO? Right, number one. And number two, what's the culture in the club? Bellamy leaves, okay, and then the culture's there. Someone has to come and reset this whole club now, from down to up, from culture. Unfortunately, so
you're forgetting something.
He's good.
Brad Arthur was Bellamy's assistant too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As were a bunch of other people as well.
But
right?
you know, the one thing that sets Riles apart, this is what impresses me about Riles, is he could have stayed longer at Bellamy's, but he said, you know what, I'm going to walk out and go to rugby. He went to rugby union. He's gone and trained and sat with Robbo for a year, got a bit of inside his head. He's done a very good apprenticeship. So out of all the assistants, I think Riles, if there's a rookie I'd take a gamble on, it's him.
Look, I agree.
Out of all the rookies,
I
I'd go
agree.
him.
I agree.
I'd go Maguire, trust me. He's my first choice.
I think there's a bunch of rookies And I think Riles heads that list.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
I just don't think that's what this club needs right now. There's one rookie I'd probably make an exception for, and there's absolutely no chance of it happening, and that would be Billy Slater.
Well, yeah.
Right, because the
He's a
more
winner.
the
Guy's
more
a
I,
winner.
the more I
Yeah.
listen to Billy, he's a natural coach. I
The
don't
guy's a
think
winner.
I don't think he knows it yet.
Yeah, that's a great call.
But that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Nick-
What about the other guy that floated around, which surprised me? I thought he'd never be interested. Mal Meninga was ready to step in for Dimitri, apparently. What about if he gets the job? Don't be surprised if him, because he's had 10 years of Origin success.
I'll be cynical about it. And I actually, so a good mate of mine, Costa, shout out to Costa. He Canberra fanatic.
Yeah.
Right. Mal Meninga fanatic. When we were in high school, Con went for Queensland, and he still does because of Mal Meninga.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I always joked about him through that whole Origin series that Michael Hagan was the coach.
Yeah.
And Meninga was his assistant. Because every half time they went to the sheds, Hagan was addressing the team and Mal was standing in the corner. Right? Now, Mal's had a shot, and I'm just joking about that, right? But I mean, that's
the truth.
That's the truth.
No, that's the truth.
What about Hagan then?
But no, he's been there at Parramatta already. That didn't go down well.
That's right.
And Mal, he hasn't coached the club for well over a decade,
I know,
and that didn't end well.
True.
And I don't think his heart's in it. He's not a career coach. Like he doesn't want to be.
Yeah.
You know, he's never put his hand up for any other gig, and the South's job was only going to be as a caretaker for the rest of the season anyway. So it's not the mentality that you need if you want to bring in a winning mentality at a club. For me, it has to be Michael Maguire, but I don't know how you make that happen because he has a contract with New South Wales Rugby League, and they probably won't let him walk. He might not be interested either, by the way.
What about
Maybe.
Potsy?
Potter.
Absolutely.
No, definitely.
Absolutely. You saw the change he did at the Bulldogs
Michael
with
Potter-
with a broken culture.
Michael Potter did really well at the Bulldogs, and I could be wrong. Maybe one of our listeners can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was the last coach to take the Tigers to the semis.
He might have been,
Michael Potter.
Yep.
Was he or
Yes.
JT? But I can't
No, it's him.
remember.
No, JT bombed out.
But I look at the options and they're just not there. Like, again, no offense. I don't want Justin Holbrook. I saw him at the Titans and he's not the guy. I watch, as you guys know, I watch the press conferences every week, right? And I remember the one thing you can tell when you watch a press conference is the coach's body language and their demeanor,
Yeah.
right? And he's just defeated. Like, there's so many times where he just didn't have answers, and you can just. I know people say, how can you judge it off that? But
No, you can.
it's a
Of course
good
you
place
can.
to start. You look at someone
you
like
can.
Ricky Stewart,
Yeah.
right?
Look at Desi now.
These guys have never looked defeated in a press conference, even when they've been sloshed, right? You know, like whipped or whatever. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how to work their way out of it, whatever it is. That's what you want. That's what you need. You need someone strong.
How about Dino?
Dean Pay.
Well, I mean, look, he's an option, but again, he's
Hard nose.
he's obviously got a history at Parramatta too, but I don't know if he has enough runs on the board. I mean, I thought he did. I thought he did really well with the roster he had at Canterbury.
Yes, he did.
And
do well.
I'm not saying no. I'd like to aim higher.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you because
What's Brian Smith doing these days?
he's retired.
No, I'm joking.
Retired.
Yeah, we got the answer. Hook.
There you go. Imagine that.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to. No.
Oh
boy.
You know what? There's two candidates. One which is not ready, and you might have to give him a bit of time. And there's one unproven in the NRL but ready.
Who?
Okay, the Wigan coach.
That's what I was going to say. Go England.
They might have to.
I think that's the best way to go.
Six year, just got signed up to a 6-year contract, but England's a bit different. You can buy out there. It's like transfer fees in England, okay? And Sam just made the Challenge Cup final. He just beat Wigan on the weekend, okay?
But he's still in his first season.
Yeah.
right?
You have to wait for him, okay? But I'll tell you why I think he's going to be not only a career coach, but a top-line coach. Matt Duffy is going to be man of steel. Now, everybody's tried to turn that guy
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
Now, how he's turned him around, I've got no
He puts his
idea.
body on the line
He
now.
puts his body on the line.
What?
That's real Sam Burgess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And this team, I don't think they're going to win the Super League, okay? Challenge Cup. They just knocked out Wigan. They'll win the Challenge Cup.
Wow.
Okay, and they're coming first at the moment. They're coming equal first. So he's taken an okay-ish team, a fringe semi-final team with no new cattle to the top of the peak. So, look, I agree. He's not ready, but he's a winner. I guarantee you he's a winner.
But I just think it's not a pragmatic option. It's not going to happen, right?
No, I agree, but all I'm saying is he's a winner.
Which other coaches in England who have had success have won cups and stuff? Because that's where I'd personally go.
Willie Peets.
Justin Holbrook.
Willie Peters.
Yeah, Willie Peter. He's got Hull KR. He's doing well.
I've got to say, I'm sorry, but it's not enough. We need a coach with a successful NRL background.
Okay.
Maguire. He's the only
He's
one.
the only
only
option.
one. He's the only
I
one.
know.
He's the only one.
And because he's playing Origin, he's not linked to a club at the moment. So that's Fittler.
No.
You know what? The only problem with Madge is if he wins the Origin series, it's the best job in the country.
Of course it is.
It's the highest profile games. You become like a Mount Meninga, a guy who can't really coach, but your name gets put up in lights. So it's a very pluff. And you win one, you get 2 years extension every time.
Well, we know that.
We know that
I
for
can't
a
say
fact.
why.
Yeah, we know that
but we
for a
know
fact.
that from the horse's mouth.
So to pry him out, it might be a little bit hard, but he might want to coach week in and week out. And he's the perfect man because he's a man's man.
You know, there's another couple of good ones I would look at. Josh Hannay and John Morris.
But again, they're upstarts.
Yeah.
John Morris is, I reckon he was unfairly.
They haven't coached first grade yet, Artie.
He coached Cronulla.
Cronulla, yeah. Hannay done.
John Morris.
Oh, what, as a
And-
caretaker?
No, but John Morris was there for a couple of years.
Oh,
wasn't
sorry, I thought you said Josh Morris.
he? No, John Morris.
Sorry. Yeah,
Who-
no, John
who's
Morris
the
could be an option.
Assistant at the Tigers.
He did
and
well.
Josh Hannay.
Hannay done well.
But John Morris did good too.
He
I've
did.
got to admit.
He
Sorry,
got
I
him-
meant John Morris,
he
not
got-
Josh Morris.
He got into the semis, right?
Yes.
He's very good,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
Yeah. Played at Parramatta too.
Exactly. He's a Parramatta boy.
But again, you're talking like we talk about South, we talk about the personalities, right? And let's not forget, it was announced today that Wayne Bennett has officially signed with South, which we all knew, right?
Yeah, it's done today, yeah.
And he's the guy to do everything that we've been talking about for all season. He's the guy to go there and snap those personalities into line.
Yeah.
And you watch them, Parramatta's playing South this weekend.
They'll perk up.
You watch South play better immediately just because they know he's coming,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely, they will. You saw the interview and they perked up straight away.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
smiles
So-
on their faces.
And Parramatta don't have those kind of big personalities, but they have.
do.
But they need not those kind of
yeah,
personalities.
but yes, they've got a big high profile.
But they're going to need someone to come in and manage the big personalities who
That's
are
what I
there.
said.
And I just don't know if a rookie coach can do that,
And they can't. He
unless it's a real hard-nosed rookie coach.
can't. No, he can't. Yeah, no, he can't.
The problem is there's just
There's no one
I don't know
there.
how well they've thought this through because they waited too long to pull the trigger. This should have happened at the end of last year.
Yeah. He should have
And you
signed-
had
signed
options.
up.
Yeah, Maguire was an option.
Yeah.
You know, Bennett was an option. Even Flano was an option.
Flano was an option too,
but they
yeah.
waited too long. So, I really don't know. It's a
you
nervous
called it.
time. It's a
You called
nervous
it.
time. It's a nervous time to be an Eels fan because if you get the wrong person in, you can kiss the next 3 years goodbye as well.
Well, it's a big.
And I'm not
decision.
talking about winning a premiership.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
talking about enjoying week to week footy.
Yeah. It's
Right.
it's a humongous decision for Parramatta, and the reason being is the board has got to look at, and I know they don't, but they've got to look at it this way. They should be Real Madrid. That's my opinion.
They should be, but things have been going wrong for too long in the club.
Well, now it's just time to.
Weak leadership,
Now.
like you said.
Well,
George,
that's the problem.
Real Madrid team is the most successful team in Spain. They've won more cups than anyone else.
No, that's
So that's South. That would be South.
When he's talking about
But
the
there
size,
should be a
world
high
stage.
profile.
he's talking about
definitely.
the size of the club and the junior base
Exactly,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
They should be a big game
They should
player,
be,
but
yeah.
they're not. They
What
were
a-
once upon a time, but that's it.
You know which name they brought up in NRL 360? And George might know more about this guy. Paul Green. They mentioned him yesterday
Yeah.
at
Blake
Newcastle.
Green. You mean Blake Green?
Oh,
Blake
Blake
Green.
Green, sorry.
Blake Green,
Blake
yeah.
Green. Oh, sorry, not Paul Green.
you know
yeah.
what? He didn't answer my phone call today.
Because I talked to
wanna-
him in yesterday. They mentioned, Blake Green would be a good guy.
I know he won't do it, but you want to go left field. There's one person I'd consider who'd be a rookie. What about Sterlo?
he wouldn't do it. But
He
yeah.
wouldn't do it. No.
No, he wouldn't do it.
Sterlo and Kenny, co-coaches.
How good would that be? Just to see them in the box.
Anyway, look, there's no point gas bagging on about it because I think we're weeks away from getting any kind of idea.
I think months.
Could be.
There's no rush now. Don't rush the decision.
And I'm
Just
pretty
take your
confident.
time.
I'm pretty confident. You know, you look at the media and they've already drawn up a short list and all that. And one thing I'm confident about is that from the fact that they negotiated with Bennett for 3 weeks and no one knew about it, I'm pretty sure there's been no short list leaked to the media. So, there's no point really until we hear something. There's really nothing to see here, right?
Exactly.
How would Lomax feel now?
But you know what, Nick? I was going to say, I reckon Parramatta need to be patient because there's a very good chance once this origin period is gone, Maguire might put his hand up. So I'd be willing to wait for Maguire. You know what I mean? Let him go through this whole origin period.
They said in today's
stress-free.
press conference, they said there's no rush. We'll take our time.
Exactly.
They've obviously got months.
Yeah.
The preseason doesn't start until November. So
and what you asked, Lomax question is a concern.
Yes.
well, there's nothing to really be concerned about. He's
Well,
going there.
He's signed.
None of the
Could
players
be funny if Hook goes.
actually. Well, he can't. He can't go. He's under contract.
no, if Hook
Hook. Oh,
gets.
don't even joke about
Oh
that.
my God!
Please.
Yeah, Lomax tried to get away. Oh my
even
God!
joke.
That
Don't
would be a
even-
nightmare.
Don't even joke about that.
No.
But one thing I can confirm is that none of the players have coaching clauses in their contract. So it's funny because last week on NRL 360 they reported that Parramatta had the highest number of players with coaching clauses in their contract with 5, and today they've confirmed that none of the players have coaching clauses.
So
in
how
their
did they get those figures?
Because
before?
they're all full of
bullshit.
shit. I don't know.
hate
Buzz
it,
at
man.
That
his
show's getting worse and worse.
Buzz at
seriously.
his
Is it
best. Buzz at his best.
Unfortunately, you need to. You're a Dragons fan. You know better than anyone. Unfortunately, they need to concoct stuff when there's nothing there.
Exactly.
They need to create something from nothing. But anyway, there's no coaching clauses for any of the players. For me, it's an opportunity to open the door. Hey, if anyone wants to go, I'd open the door and say go.
No one's going.
No, but I'd be happy to because at the end of the day, it's time for a rebuild anyway, I think. So if anyone wants to go. Hopefully the good ones don't, but
Dragons are going hard for Talagi.
yeah. And well,
They want him hard.
well again, apparently
Very good. Very good.
on 360 tonight, again, Buzz Rothfield. No, not Buzz Rothfield. Sorry, Brett Reid, I think it was.
Yeah.
He said that he had some inside information from people he wouldn't name that this might actually work in Parramatta's favour because the kid felt like he wasn't getting the right coaching under Brad Arthur, which I found interesting because he broke him into first grade anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe-
It's all hyperbole until
Maybe him and Brad.
I'm sure Shane Flanner will get him at his best.
whatever happens.
Yeah, whatever.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting period.
Yeah,
next
it's
time.
interesting for Parramatta, mate.
Remember Flano won his first premiership at the Eels, coaching the juniors.
There you go.
Hey,
Is he a Parramatta junior?
no, yeah, well, he played
he?
there, but he
Played there.
he coached. I think it was Flegg or Cup or something.
really?
Yeah. Anyway, look again. It's all We'll see what happens.
Let's move
Yeah.
on. Let's move on.
It is a nervous time to be an Eels supporter because the next decision needs to be a right one.
Yes.
Is it a nervous time or an exciting time now? Like, do you feel like
Should be exciting.
I'm sort of got a
Well-
bit of excitement knowing there's going to be change? Like, yeah.
A lot of people don't realise that anxiety and excitement are really the same symptoms, aren't they? Whether you're nervous about something or whether you're excited about something, it's the same symptoms. I am excited. I mean, can't you tell? I'm wearing my hoodie, drinking a beer. I'm excited.
Brought the New
Brought
Jersey
the New
in.
Jersey in.
Yeah.
But this could all go to shit if they name Trent Barrett as the next coach
Well,
for the next
or
3 years.
Hook, or Hook.
Well, the
or
danger is, you know that Moses is going to come now and they're going to go on a bit of a streak and Parramatta's going to see the 2 points. 2 points.
That's
So,
what I'm afraid of.
you know, Trent,
Sign
he's
him.
doing a very good job,
Sign
Trent.
him.
He's had 3 on the trot.
That's
10
what,
you do it.
that's,
Sign
what,
him.
that's what I'm afraid of because, like I said
It
earlier,
could happen. Easy.
I don't believe in this 5-game winning streak. Let's make a decision based on that.
He was part of the Penrith system. Like, they spoke so highly of Trent Barrett.
Yeah, but
he
he's
got
had-
shafted
he's-
at the Dogs and he got shafted at Manly.
How
So
did
he
he-
might be a good coach.
Okay, so do you realise, and George and I saw this before you showed up tonight, Trent Barrett's coaching record, 37 games, 5 wins
At Canterbury
in total.
in total.
37 games, 5 wins, and you want to offer that guy the job?
His last 37 games.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Canterbury.
but
It was Canterbury, which where they were at their worst. He had Gus on looking over his shoulder. I don't know. It'll be interesting, but you never know. If he might win that many games in Parramatta's next 5 games.
yeah, no.
How many games was it?
He's not the answer. 37 games.
He's won 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to look out for 5 games of Parramatta.
It's
That'd be awesome if he gets that
5
this
out of
year.
5.
That'd be awesome.
it's really simple. He's not the answer.
No, he's not. He's not.
So let's move
But
on.
Mary
anyway.
McGregor, they're together, aren't they?
Look,
Good mates.
Look, anyone's an option, but again, my thing is, if you look at someone like Mary McGregor, for example, let's use him as an example. Since he was relieved of his duties at the Dragons, I've seen no interest from him whatsoever in coaching.
He was your assistant for
For
isn't he
5
assistant?
minutes.
I thought he's still there.
It's like Mal Meninga. Like these guys, you haven't seen him pushing for someone like Jeff Tuvey, and I wouldn't take Tuvey because I think the game's past him now. But that guy applied for a bunch of jobs. He wanted to get back into coaching.
Yeah.
The Warriors didn't even give him an interview
Really?
a few years ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was.
He's actually doing really well with a Reggie team now in Manly.
Yeah, well, hey, maybe yes, but I would rather have someone who's been wanting to do it rather than someone who you just haven't seen or heard from.
Yeah.
But again, it's all hyperbole because we just don't know.
You
But-
don't know. Yeah.
But look, Wayne Bennett signed with South today. No surprise. 3 years, 3.6 million.
Saw that coming.
Yeah.
And you know he's got unfinished business there. He lost the grand final, and he feels like he's got a connection to that club. And even the Eels CEO said, "Look, we've been talking to him for 3 weeks, but we'll never a chance because his heart was always going back to South." So he was always honest about that from the beginning.
Supercoach going to South.
That was strange, that, because I know he wants to win a comp before he retires. And if you look at Parramatta's roster and you look at South, you'd think he's got better of a chance with Parramatta than he has with South.
No
But
doubt.
he's picking South, so
Yeah.
hats off to him. But
Yep.
Cody Walker, how many years has he got? He won't be there for 3 years.
One more season. Yeah.
Exactly. So he's going to have to start looking for a new spine because
Yeah.
Cody's old. Cookie's getting older.
Yeah, Cook's
so
got
it's an aging
another
roster
season.
he's picking up.
Yeah.
Now,
Interesting.
I know that we try. And you guys might not believe us, but we really try
I'm not commenting on this one.
to go
I'm not saying nothing.
every week without talking about Latrell Mitchell.
Oh, what did he do now?
He's done it again.
No.
All right, so
I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
What did he do?
I'm out.
So
No.
one night last week, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember. Coincidentally, he found himself in the same restaurant as Latrell Vs Anaasta,
Yep.
and I think it was in Balmain or something, and he approached
Scotties.
Latrell Vs Anaasta and asked him to step outside. He wanted to talk to him, so he went outside. They went outside, and Latrell proceeded to rip into Anaasta for basically shit canning him on NRL 360, and he was obviously angry about a lot of the media he's been getting, and again, this is all reported from people who saw it. Obviously, we weren't there, but Latrell Vs Anaasta apparently said to him, "Well, Latrell, tell me what I said that wasn't true." And Latrell didn't have an answer. He just kept insulting him after that. So apparently Anaasta shaped up to him. He didn't back down. Nothing came from it. It was never going to get physical or anything like that. But it's just Latrell being Latrell. And if I was Latrell Vs Anaasta, I simply would have said to him, "Listen, mate, I was just doing my job. Why don't you try doing yours? You should start doing yours."
Yeah.
Right?
I'm out of this. Go for the. Adi. Go, Adi. I'm out of this one.
I'm not saying anything that hasn't been reported in the media, because that's where we get our information
Why
from.
is it news? Why is that news?
Because he shows the character of a Latrell
But
Mitchell.
I'm sure a lot of NRL players have done exactly the same
I'm
thing
sure.
to journos. But it's Latrell again.
What have we said about that guy all season? Right? We've said, you know what? Keep your mouth shut and just focus on playing footy because you're drawing all this extra attention onto yourself and the club, right?
Yeah.
He's in the spotlight, especially now, because he knows how to put himself there. So anything like this, it's like Paul Kent. You know what I mean? Anything like this is going to get a spotlight put on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I'm his teammates, I'm saying, what the hell's wrong with you?
But
Like, if you want to confront him, don't do it in public where there's a whole restaurant watching you guys.
But you need guys like that in the game to look at Cristiano Ronaldo.
keeps
He's
it
not the nicest
interesting.
guy on the planet. He's a
but-
real
but he-
arrogant.
But he produces, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Latrell
Exactly.
can if he
He
does.
can. Yeah,
he can.
he has a
just
couple of
hasn't.
years.
He
but
hasn't, but he can.
I'm a fan, but he's the most damaging ball runner in the game.
He hasn't
Well, he
done-
feels like it.
He's done nothing in a South
He's
jersey.
misunderstood.
He's
That's what I call him, Mr. Misunderstood.
Well, I mean, he's misunderstood because he places himself there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on
But
from
Jerome
that.
Luai's the same, isn't he?
He's gone quiet in the past
But
12
he
months.
does similar.
No, yeah, absolutely, 100%. And it's funny because we're talking about this injury, and we'll touch on it. We're talking about this injury crisis for New South Wales. and Luai just doesn't get a mention. They talk about Hines, they're talking about Moses, who won't even have a game yet,
Yeah.
right? Surely he can't get picked without playing a single game in 2 months. But they're talking about all these options, and it's like Luai. I mean, this guy's won 3 grand finals in a row. He played there last year. He should have been the first one we're talking about, shouldn't he?
But
I think he's in
the
the picture
6
now.
should have been a shoe-in. It turns out that if he ends up playing for New South Wales this year, it's because he was the last man standing.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's in the picture now.
That's pretty sad, right?
had a good
And you
game
know what?
on the
I think it's affecting his ego because he's been very quiet,
Maybe.
right? Anyway, guys, we just had Magic Round.
Mm-hmm.
Overwhelming success.
Great success, yeah.
It always is a wonderful weekend up in Brisbane. I saw something that all of the ratings were top,
Yeah.
most this, highest that. And of course, we have the same conversation come up every year where people say, oh, you know, we should move it to Sydney or we should move it to Auckland.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you guys what you think. Me personally, it has to stay in Brisbane. It's Brisbane DNA. No one does it better than Brisbane. It's got to stay there. It's a Brisbane thing.
I totally agree. I think it should stay in Brisbane as well. It's a great stadium. Allianz would be good too. If they hosted it, it'd be nice as well. And why not Sydney getting it?
Because Sydney's a bunch of deadbeats. It's like when concerts come here, unless it's Taylor Swift, Melbourne always get the best crowds. Brisbane always get the best crowds. Sydney's just
what
crap
about
because people need to be in bed by 8:30.
But what about when we had the Olympics? Look at the buzz it created.
But
That
you're
was
not gonna- but that's the
awesome.
Olympics. That was awesome.
Well, this will be an awesome event. I reckon we'll get crowds. But yeah, it's.
The other thing as well is
I
that
wouldn't mind it in
Brisbane,
Sydney. I'd love it in
when
Sydney.
you look at where the stadium is in Brisbane, right, Suncorp, and you look at the bridge and that strip where all the bars are along the water and all that, it's like one hub. It's all kind of there. In Sydney, everything would be spread out.
No, Fox
point,
Studios.
There's no point going to Allianz because there's nothing around it.
Fox Studios.
What about it?
They go there. They got
There's nothing
bars
there.
and stuff there. Me and Georgie went.
Fox Studios might as well be old Sydney town. Have you been there?
Yeah, well, there a couple of weeks ago.
Well, there a couple
it
of
might
weeks
as well be
ago.
old Sydney town. There aren't exactly any great night spots there. Again, Brisbane, those bars and everything, like I want to go there next year and I don't even want to go to the footy. I just want to be in Brizzy.
It is nice. Look, I agree, mate. It should be there. The only other option I'd say would be New Zealand. I reckon that would be another good option. Please don't even think about going to Melbourne. That would be an absolute nightmare going to the AFL capital of the world. And what about Perth?
Yeah, I just think
That's neutral to everyone.
we're watching an old Origin game and we just saw Mal Meninga and Hagen sitting next to him.
But wouldn't Perth be a nice venue?
I just think it's a Brisbane thing, and you know the risk was taken in Brisbane and it's paid off in.
It has.
It just I believe it needs
Yeah.
to be in Brisbane. That's just my opinion.
What a special weekend it was, guys. You could see it through the television, and I'm kicking myself not going. And if I go to a game or not going to a game, I don't think it matters. All the podcasts, all the shows around, you can feel the excitement. But you know how you know it's a success? Look what happened on the field.
Yeah.
Some outstanding rugby league.
I
Yeah.
think there was only one flogging, wasn't it?
I
Yes.
think
Eels.
one or two, I think actually. Eels, yeah. Well, anyway, and they got their issues, but it shouldn't go anywhere. I think Brisbane and I think Queensland is the rugby league state. It's no more New South Wales. That's my opinion. Things have changed around now. Used to be Sydney. Used to be New South Wales, but no more. I really believe it should stay there. It should keep on growing and growing and growing and growing. No different to the Vegas thing. I think that's going to grow and grow and grow and grow. But despite that, it should go nowhere.
I just think they've done a wonderful job of hosting it, and
You know
I think
what?
it's a Brisbane thing, and I think that's how it should stay.
It's where the ground is to the relationship of the bars.
That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Allianz is might as well in the middle of a horse paddock.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, and then the actual ground. If you go to Suncorp, it's one of the best viewing grounds in the country.
Yeah.
It's just sort of Parramatta Stadium on roids, and it's got a different feel to Allianz. It's got a completely different feel for some
and
reason.
you've
I don't
got
know
that strip
why.
from the Caxton, which is a walk down to the stadium.
It's just a walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a very
5 minutes, yeah.
So they just say no more. Say no more. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves their time there. So
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah. But yeah, it was really good to see. Look, I think they're locked in for the next few years anyway. I just hope it stays there. I mean, you know what? There's no reason why when we talk about Sydney or Perth or Auckland or whatever, there's no reason why we can't take another round there. You know what I mean? But I think just Magic Round, just leave it where it is.
Yeah.
Because it's just an overwhelming success. And
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
The Queenslanders deserve it. They do a wonderful job. They get around the game. It's good for the game, I believe.
Just move it to Leichhardt in a couple of years.
Move it. So just on that, did you guys see that? Apparently, the government's gonna allocate
That's
some
good.
money.
That's
to
excellent.
Leichhardt.
Yeah.
But then the Tigers said yesterday that we've heard nothing from the NRL. So they're planning for next season, and as it stands right now, most of their home, because they won't be at Leichhardt next year, most of their home games will be at CommBank at Parramatta,
Really?
unless.
West.
Well, the
Tigers.
renovations won't be done till next and following.
Well, they've
year,
had
probably.
no confirmation of the renovations yet, so
So
there's a bit of a grey area there.
You know what? I've actually had a deep think about this, and last time we spoke, I said that everything should get moved to Parramatta Stadium.
Well, don't forget Penrith will be going there as well.
Yeah, because
they're renovating.
They're renovating, so they'll be there for a few years as well. I'm wrong. The game started as a tribal game, as a suburban game. You know what? The minute the NRL gives the teams the money, gives money to survive, there's no issue there. They don't have to go and sell millions of jerseys. They don't have to go and sell the stadiums. They don't have to go and build big stadiums. They're all financially flush. There's nothing wrong. No one's going to go bankrupt unless they do something stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah, if they've got extra money, that's for their facilities, and that's a different scenario. So moving or making the game corporate, and the suits can wear bigger and better suits, but the game should be a working man's game. It should stay a working man's game. So I encourage it. They should stay. They should stick at Leichhardt Oval. Good the
looks
government.
like they will. It is
The
good.
government is putting something in. You know what, league? I know, Feathers. You love your money. Put your hand in your pocket. Give some money to upgrade Leichhardt and Campbelltown, because they deserve a team as well, or they've got a team. They deserve games as well, and they deserve toilets where you can go in and not feel like you're back in the 70s.
Yeah.
So we should keep this game tribal and look at the prison. You know what I mean? Someone, please. I know it's a private team and it's a private ground, but goddamn, finish the prison off, please. You know what I mean? Please finish
Capacity
the prison
crowd of 3,000. What is it?
2,000, whatever it is. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, look, stay tribal. I agree. You know what? I didn't enjoy going to Cogra Oval the last time we went with Vardy. Okay, but in hindsight, when you look around, you see the kids and their fathers bringing their children. It reminds me of my dad bringing me. Now for my dad to put me in the car and take me to Allianz to watch St. George, or I don't know where else they would have a major ground. They won't do it. He won't do it.
You'd need to pack an esky just for the time it takes to get out of there.
So I'm all for suburban grounds now. Keep the DNA there.
What about Cameron Munster?
Yeah.
Out of Origin?
How many players are out of Origin now, eh? Queensland's now getting hit with quite a few injuries. New South Wales got hit. So.
For me, it's a straight swap. Ezra Mam. Straight in.
No.
Straight in.
No way.
Straight in.
He's not made for Origin.
We
Ezra
don't know,
Mam.
we don't know that
No.
yet.
No. Sorry.
Who would you put
You'd
for
rather
that?
Dearden.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
Dearden is an Origin player.
I didn't think
Dearden's
coming.
Ezra
good.
Mam,
No, he
I'm
is.
sorry, but ever since what happened in Las Vegas, he's not an Origin player. If he can't handle some sledging on the field, how's he going to play Origin? Seriously?
Well, maybe
I'd be
he's grown- maybe
second
he's-
thoughts. If I want my men in there, I want him mentally tough.
I'm
and
with Vardy.
No, I agree.
Dearden is mentally tough. Dearden was the best player for Queensland last year. If he doesn't get the job ahead of Ezra Mam, I'll be shocked. He's an Origin player. He's a Slater player.
And he's the only one playing well in North Queensland on a consistent basis as
Exactly.
well. On a consistent
If Ezra Mam gets
He's
picked,
been on fire this year.
Oh no, I said he's the only one playing well for North Queensland on a
sorry.
consistent basis. No. He's on fire.
I think two things. I think A, obviously, man, he's maturing and growing as a player. He would have learnt a lot from all that, right? But B, I don't think you need that mental toughness that we once needed anymore.
In Origin,
Yeah.
I reckon you need it more in Origin than anything.
It's not that kind of game anymore. It's clean.
I don't know.
It's clean. You don't all that niggling, dirty shit. You don't have that
It's
anymore.
3 games. It's 3
I
games
know.
on the line.
No, I hear you.
They're going to do anything to win those 3
and
games.
there's the highest
and because
intensity,
of that, they'll do
highest
it.
intensity of games that we got. But I just don't think that mentality in Origin died a long time ago.
Oh, I don't know.
A long time ago. The game is so clean now. It's just a faster NRL game. if you ask
George,
me.
what would you do if you saw him on the opposition team? Ezra Man.
You would play straight into his trap. Look what happened to Spencer Leonard.
Yeah, that's
How do
off
we
we
know
go.
that wasn't part of his trap?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, it's okay. They're professional enough to get sledges to get around the traps. Don't worry. Especially if there's plans behind it, I wouldn't worry about it. He'll be you'll have his man.
Imagine
6
him
and
with
7s.
Reece Walsh sneaking up with him.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
But I mean, look, Dearden did a great job
I
last
think
year.
it's fantastic.
I don't have
He's-
that problem with him being picked. I just think Ezra Man's more exciting.
Let's see if Billy knows what he's doing.
He's-
But look,
Yeah.
either one, they're in a good position. They got Israel Man. They've got Dearden, and if they look, you probably got other people too. So
Didn't DC will be a phenomenal
yeah.
a lot of
partnership.
injuries, but on both sides.
Yes.
A lot of injuries
Yeah,
both
a lot,
sides.
a lot.
Is it 50-50? Is fair to say
I think
50?
it's about even.
Because
Yeah.
we got more depth, maybe.
I think. Now we've lost Munster as well. Before I would have said probably a bit tougher on the Blues because they've lost their halves, but now we're seeing that with Queensland as well. So yeah, I mean,
Interesting,
DC will.
interesting, yeah.
Thing is, Queensland they've got no shortage, right? So New South Wales, we don't know who to pick. Queensland they've got no shortage.
They just pick him next one.
Yeah.
Don't forget Ben Hunt can play in the halves too.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
They got depth.
They got depth. All right.
Did you guys see the story about Taylor May from Penrith?
Now,
Is that the gentleman who
Domestic violence?
Domestic violence.
before we go there, right, let me remind you, this is the guy that the NRL held on to his suspension
Yeah.
so he can play finals football. So the NRL with the Mr. Nice guy, let this guy play finals and we'll suspend him in the following season. And then look how he's repaid them back
But
now.
can you
Like,
actually
seriously.
believe they suspended his suspension so he could play?
Exactly. And now look at what are they going to do? Are they going to do the stand down policy?
They
Are they
can't.
going to?
They can't do the no fault stand down policy because he's been charged and arrested. He's been arrested and charged. Sorry, with domestic violence. Right. His wife's taken out an AVO against him, but the maximum penalty is under 11 years.
Oh, okay.
So it can't be a no fault stand down. Although the NRL can make up the rules as they go. We saw it with Dylan Brown last year. He grabbed some chick on the tit and he missed 2 months for it. So I think with Taylor May, he is going to be indefinitely stood down. I don't know how long indefinite is. But you know what? For me, I'd be happy to see him rubbed out of the game because I'm completely over this bullshit. We just see it so often. This whole domestic violence thing. It's man, these guys. We go to work and we work. These guys go to work and they get coaching programs. They get education, and they still go out and do this crap.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And they do it like it doesn't mean anything. So I just want to start seeing people get rubbed out of the game for it.
I'll tell you.
I'm
now-
over it.
I'll tell you now that he's been on the outer with Ivan for a while now.
Yeah, but they
They
resigned
just
him.
re-signed him.
Well, he's been on the outer. His pranks, and he brought him in. Not that this is a big thing, but if you noticed his face, he's got new tattoos
Yep.
on his face. It's sort of some sort of gang thing. I don't know. And Ivan was reported not happy about it. Been on the outer, straight away stood him down. He will not play him again. That's not Ivan's go. That is not Ivan's go. I'll be surprised if he stays at Penrith.
He's got his last name May tattooed across his neck, probably so he can remember how to spell it.
Maybe, but one thing we know about Ivan, he doesn't accept shit, and that's why he's got 3 rings. He won't tolerate this stuff.
I'm very surprised that they're losing Taruva and they've re-signed him. I would have done the other thing way around. I don't know why they didn't re-sign Taruva on that money because he could cover centre anyway.
If you
got me
take,
bugged.
if,
He could cover anything.
look, if you take the bullshit aside, Taylor May's an excellent player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I think River's just as good, if not better.
Same.
And he looks like a really nice kid. I like River.
Yeah.
He looks skillful, and he looks like the type of guy you want in your team.
Tigers will benefit out.
They're going to have to wear that one.
Yeah, it's a bad move. Goodbye for the Tigers.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
They're going to have to wear
Signing.
that one. Let's move into Magic Round, boys.
I just had a couple of news too. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's Dragons news, but Jaden Sewer extended for 2 more years.
Yes.
A lot of people were going up and down. What's he going to do? He's a good signing. He's having a good year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to Queensland.
He's a good player.
Apparently, Jack DeBellin's been offered 1 year, but he wants 2, and now he's going open. So any club that wants a forward like Jack, who is phenomenal, he's having a great year. Is basically he wants 2, so he might be moving. I think
Maybe England.
Yeah,
If he
could
wants
be,
a
but I think he
longer-term
wants to
deal.
stay here because he's got a young family. But this is the one that's got us Dragon supporters really excited. Now, we're excited about anything, little things, all right? But apparently Peter O'Sullivan has been offered to be the highest salaried recruitment officer. They want to get him back at Saints.
good, yeah.
He started at Saints at Wollongong. He has family there, but he's currently weighing up whether to stay at the Dolphins or return to Wollongong. But everyone at the Dragons, if we get him, I reckon it'll be the best signing we'll ever make in the next
he's
10
very,
years.
very
Him and
good.
Flano.
He's
Him and
very
Flano
good.
are good mates too, so
Yeah.
we're waiting to hear about that one. But
That's
Peter
good.
O'Sullivan, please come home to Wollongong. Help us. We need him.
That'll be the biggest buy you would make in his short term of Flano's.
That's right, yeah.
tenures. That'll be the biggest buy.
So the news is apparently St George have got a recruitment manager. They bought the guy from Millard, I think he's from Canterbury or somewhere.
No.
But
Shane Millard.
Shane or something like that. But apparently he's not well. He's not doing very well health wise.
Okay.
And so they've had no recruitment manager. That's why they've been struggling as well in that department. So that's why they're looking to get someone in there quickly to
Let's
replace him. That's why they were talking to Scott Fulton as well. And they dodged that bullet.
Yeah, please.
So Peter O'Sullivan, please come to Saints. And,
Yeah, he's good.
that's just a couple of Saints news for any Saints supporters out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
We've
he's
got
good.
something
He's
there.
good.
Yeah.
So let's go to Magic Round. George, your mob opened it up against the Raiders. Bulldogs, Raiders. Raiders 24-20 was a close one.
What a wonderful week. And this game, Nicola, had me on the edge of my seat.
It was good.
Yeah, it told us a story. Both we know both teams are stories. The Raiders, Ricky Stewart signing. Well, we saw why we signed Ricky Stewart. Gritty, grindy. Never say never. Okay, they're down to 11 men for 10
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure, they did. The Dogs scored
3 tries.
2 tries.
When they were down 1.
1, okay.
They scored then, and they scored
To
2 when there was 2 down.
To come back, yeah. Dogs, we know their issues. They're missing a halfback and 2 middles, and you know what? Ricky knew exactly that and just pounded the middle, And you know what? After on fatigue, there was the M7 straight through. This Ethan Strange,
He's a gun.
with 4 NRL games underneath his belt.
Yeah.
Where did they find these kids?
Yeah.
You called him on your Reggie's rap,
he's great.
Adi, but he's better than I think. He's better than Canberra thought.
Yeah.
To me, he looks like a seasoned first grader, and Keogh Weeks not too far behind him.
He's great.
Not too far behind him. You know what? When you want to talk rocks and diamond, isn't Rapana someone who's got full of heart, but sometimes can
does
make
some
the wrong
dumb
option.
things, yeah.
Can do the wrong option. Look, let's say it's his first game back. Look, Nick Kotrick is back at his
He played well, didn't he?
he's back at his best, and I'm going to bow to you, Adi, and your man Hudson Young. Had not because he scored a few tries.
He was
had
good.
an outstanding game. They're a very good team. I would like to talk about the Dogs, but you know what? If they had a halfback, they would have won that game. Would have brought him in. Would have brought it home.
Yeah.
That's what I honestly believe. I think it was I don't think they played bad. Make no mistake. I think they played well, but they're two middles and a halfback short. That's all.
You know what it was, George? When you look at the 2 tries that Canberra scored early, they were off mistakes.
Yeah,
Connor
yeah,
Tracy
yeah,
just
yeah.
bombed it.
It was
There
a
was the other one where
mistake
they
bomb.
passed it literally to the guy's hands. So it wasn't really them going through the middle. It was just poor mistakes. And then I think the Raiders did the same. They did a really bumbled the ball into a
So the first
it was
4
full of
tries.
mistakes. The first 4 tries were just off mistakes. It was just crazy. But in the end, 4 tries each. It was
4
goal
tries
kicking.
each. Yep. And that's
Burton missed a couple of goals. That was the difference in the end.
Yeah.
But the Raiders, man, they dug in. Canterbury, that last few minutes, they scored 18 points in the last 10 minutes of the first half or whatever.
Yeah. And that was
And
it,
you thought
basically.
Canberra's going to fold, but they came back and
kept on coming back.
they just kept coming back.
They've showed some steel, haven't they, this season, the Raiders?
Yeah. And the English forward, Morgan Smithies.
No.
He's doing all right, isn't he, for his first year?
You know what? You can bring forwards over from England and they'll do okay, I think.
Yeah.
The backs are a different issue, but the forwards, they can do it. They do okay.
And Elliot Whitehead. Same.
yeah.
He's been a solid trooper. Both of them
34.
combined did 40 and 37 tackles.
Really?
So 77 tackles between them. Tapane looked okay as well. I like him. You've always I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, no.
But at the end of the day, man, it was 2 goals. It was the goals that made the difference. But it was a good start to Magic Round, that's for sure.
That was a good start, yeah.
It set the tone.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And we go on to the next one.
So the next game was the Manly Sea Eagles against the Broncos. Broncos winning 13 points to 12.
Another exciting
Field
one.
It
goal.
was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I was impressed with the young fella, Jock Madden, that came in to replace Reynolds. I thought he was pretty solid.
He kicked the field goal
He
too.
kicked the field goal in the end. Looked really calm and connected. I think he's a West Tigers junior. Came from there. But he played really well. 12-0 at half-time, I think it was, up the Broncos. And then Manly came back and scored 2 in the end and made it to 12-all. They lost, what's his name? Tatula Kula played for Trebojevic, and he did pretty well at fullback, didn't he?
Good player.
And there's talk today that they might have talks with Turbo to see if they can maybe move him to centre and they're going to keep an eye on this guy
Really?
to see how Kula goes and if he goes really well for the rest of the year or whatever it is.
Wow.
They might talk to Tommy and tell him, your future's in the centres because, it looks like your bodies can't handle the backs at them. You're starting to fall apart. But, it went to the last minute, field goal in the end, got him. And 13-12 the Broncos.
Broncos are missing a few as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, Broncos a little bit more classier than Manly, and Manly still have got the same issue. They can't put 80 minutes together. They got jumped in the start. I don't think that was the issue here, but they did get jumped, and they just couldn't bring it home. It's exactly where they're at. One team is going to make the 4 and they win ugly without a lot of their stars, and one team still trying to find their identity, and that's where we got 13-12. How exciting! It was a great game. I'm not going to go into a whole heap of it, but how good's our man Carl Lawton? How good is he going?
He's moving, huh? He's gone to Cowboys next year.
You know what? Both of them are going to be together now. Lawton and
Yeah.
the 2 boys are going to be together.
Cotter.
The
Yeah.
2 boys are going to be
It's
together.
awesome,
So that's for next year. But you know what? It was the good start continued on Nicola to outstanding and nail biting games.
One guy I just want to give extra credit to, man,
Please,
and he's having an outstanding season. Every week he's pulling up points. Pat Carrigan, 268 metres he ran for and 34 tackles. That guy's been amazing this year. So Pat Carrigan, probably the most form forward in the comp at the moment.
He's playing really well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been on fire.
You know what? He at the start of the year when Payne wasn't there, he felt like he had to sort of take Payne's and he hasn't let it go. He hasn't let it go. He just keeps on keeping on. He's amazing.
Fantastic
Seriously
player.
amazing.
Kicking off Saturday where we had 3 nail biters.
Yeah.
The first one, the Gold Coast, again, narrowly going down to Newcastle, 28 points to 24. The Gold Coast, George, they've come so close yet so far, so many times. And there was a bit of controversy in this one.
Yeah.
The try that was disallowed.
It was a try. I don't care what anyone tells me.
Yeah.
It was a try.
The weatherman came out and said it was the correct decision.
Yeah.
Graham Annesley, NRL weatherman.
5 tries.
What do you
all.
think, Artie?
It was an interesting call, wasn't it? Because what was the end ruling at the end?
He bounced
He
it.
lost the
Okay.
possession.
Because Hasler had a very, very good point, right? Now, he was over the line and it was 2 players on him, so it's a strip
But you're allowed to strip
You can strip in
when
a,
you're
in a try.
in a try scoring situation.
with 2 players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you can.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a penalty. It shouldn't have been
I
a
don't
penalty
think- no,
or a
'cause-
penalty try because when the player drops the ball because the guy hits him, all right, it's a penalty try. Well, he was over the line and they sort of hit him.
I believe you're allowed to strip the ball in defending a try scoring situation.
Oh, okay. Then
I'm not
Still
sure.
a try. Super slow-mo. It looked like you ball.
I'm not sure if that's applicable to one player or 2 or more.
I think you can strip
But
it.
I think
it
you
doesn't
can.
matter.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then there was a movement. It was a little bit, but yeah, I would have given it.
It's super slow-mo,
It's
yeah.
a try. Yeah, super slow mo.
No,
You
it was a try.
got to feel sorry for Desi and the Titans. How many, like they're fighting, they're there. They're not getting flogged every week. They're losing by such small margins.
Look,
it'll turn around.
Let me tell you about Desi. Like I said, I told Daddy at the start of the year, he's just ripping all the shitty DNA out of this team. But when you got a spine of Weaver at 7, who's he? Chris Randall at 6.
A hooker.
It's so
Who's he? Okay,
It's so true.
And at 9, well, okay, you got Sam
Verrills.
Sam Verrills, yeah, which is, I think.
But
is
all
outstanding.
the halves are out.
Yeah.
You got the
So-
3 halves, not 1 or 2, 3 halves. So these are the fourth and fifth string.
I'm suggesting to you that the Titans are going well and they should have won this game. But there you go. The Knights, and with a kid called David Armstrong, made.
How good's the fullback going? Hey?
He's
David
a gun.
Armstrong.
He's a good.
Yeah, if I was Ponga, I'd be looking over my shoulder because this kid's got to be in the first grade
Yeah.
team. Or does someone need a fullback?
Exactly.
Everybody needs a
Yeah.
fullback.
Exactly.
So I'll be on the phone. But look, yeah, they won the game. I don't think this game was exciting. Yes, it didn't reach any great heights in terms of quality, but he had me on the edge of my seat through the whole 80 minutes, to and fro, breaks, he breaks there. Knights just ran a little bit harder and tackled a little bit harder. And that's basically it. Basically, I do like. I got to admit, I do like Safidi. He's playing well, and he's putting his hand up for an Origin jersey. You know what?
3-2-1s, haven't they? Anyway.
You can do it now. When the St George forward came on, he changed the game.
Yeah,
When the St George forward came on, Frizzell, as in standouts, I was more there was more standouts in the Titans than the Knights. It was more of a team performance. But you know what? They got 2 points, and that's all. That's all anyone cares about.
Des Hasler ran Graham Annesley straight after the game.
Yeah, I know.
But they wouldn't disclose what was said.
Yeah, they said, are you going to talk? I've already rang him in the press conference. But the Knights also had to overcome Bradman Best. They lost him early in the game.
Is he gone for the Origin?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone for the first one.
First game.
So he might be back. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but is this the game where there was a guy that missed a goal right in front?
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yes.
My son, no joke, a couple of weeks ago, right, we were watching a game, and he was watching these guys kicking from in front, and he goes, why do they bother? Has anyone ever missed from right in front?
Yeah.
And I said to him, I go, not really. It doesn't really happen that often. Yeah, and then we saw this, man. Yeah, exactly. But this was so blatant. And in the end, they lost by 4 points, so that would have helped. But that Gold Coast winger, Alafana Pereira, he's played 30 games and he's scored 28 tries. The guy's a machine. Wow. It's not as if the Titans are a high-flying team. They're at the bottom and he's scoring 28 tries. What state's he from? Like, is anyone looking at this guy?
Like Virginia.
Not yet.
He's a gun, man.
Virginia.
I really rate this kid.
Kelly's playing some of his best rugby league, and that's what I indicated. As in standouts, there's more standout players in the Gold Coast than there was in the Knights. Knights are more.
Wait till they're
team
fully
performance.
fit.
Yeah.
Wait till this team is fully fit.
Give them
and
another
see what
year.
Desi does with them.
And we
Give him
didn't talk
another
about the backflip for Feeder.
We talked about it last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it happened this week.
And he had an outstanding.
He had an outstanding game.
It broke on the last week. We did the pod on Wednesday.
Oh,
so it
that's
broke on
right.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So that all happened too.
Ali, can you backtrack and give us some 3-2-1?
Yeah, sure,
Sorry,
guys.
we missed those.
Yeah, the 3-2-1s, boys. The first one was the Raiders and the Bulldogs, and the 3-2-1 went Ethan Strange got the 3, Hudson Young got the 2, and Stephen Crichton got the 1. For the Seagulls versus the Broncos, we didn't even mention this guy, and I don't know why we didn't, but Sylvan Cobo, who played fullback, was outstanding. He got the 3 points. Cherry Evans got the 2, and Patrick Carrigan got the 1. He's always getting points, Pat. And for this one, Titans and the Knights, we had David Armstrong with 3 points. Fafita got the 2, and Jacob Safidi got the 1 point. So
Very,
Nice.
very, very good judge.
Yeah.
Manolis.
he loves it. He
good
loves it.
judge.
Yeah, he's very passionate.
Very
Boys,
good
the
judge.
Sharks have done it again.
Yes.
Right? They're winning. So 38 points to 30 over a high-flying Roosters outfit. What do you think? You know, we've talked about it ad nauseum, and we said that this is going to be a real test for them. And so far, tick, tick, tick.
Well, if I watch this game, the first person picked for New South Wales is Nico Hines at 7. I
Yeah.
think he just told everyone, I'm there, I'm ready, I've learnt. The kid's amazing. He absolutely brained the Roosters. Now,
I agree.
to score 38 points against the Roosters, I thought both teams were outstanding attack-wise. They were freaking good tries. A lot of good tries in that game.
Well, don't forget the Sharks had the home ground advantage up at Suncorp.
And I thought Sam Walker also set up some good tries as well. You've got to give credit to Sam Walker. He was pretty good. Both of them were just sort of, it was like a gunslinger, the Western, where one guy was throwing one shot, the other guy would do another shot back. So I think both guys were fantastic, orchestrating some multiple attacking moves all through the game. Tupu became the 16th player to score 150 NRL tries in that game, which was pretty good. But that's 7 straight, man, for the Sharks. For last time they did, that
They're
was
on fire,
2016. They've got to be in their conversation. That could be the grand final preview.
Yeah.
You know what?
Could be.
It could be.
We've pretended all year. We've said and we've pretended we've seen great games, quality games, grand final matchups. We were pretending and we were wrong. This was the first genuine grand final, possible grand final matchup. This was the highest quality game of the year. To all the doubters, which are still out there on all the pods that I listen to and all the magazine shows and SCN, what more do you want to see from Cronulla?
We want to see it when it matters. That's what they want to see.
All I can tell you right here and now.
Because right now they don't have the pressure of sudden death football.
Yep, all I can
But
tell you.
I believe they're in
for
better
this
stead.
year-
I believe they're in better stead this year than they have been in the past.
you know
too.
what? It's taken 3 years for Fitzy to put him in this team, his DNA into this team. You know what? We saw it from the Dogs. It takes a long time.
I've always said it takes 3 years to build a team.
Okay.
Also, don't forget these youngsters like T. Wilton, Hazelton. This is their second year, man. So they've just learnt from last year and they're just gone one step better this year. So he's getting a lot out of these youngsters coming through. They're fantastic.
Well,
I think the most
the backs-
anticipated watch of the year will be Cronulla's first semi-final, regardless of who it's against. Right?
No, I agree.
If they come first, it'll be fourth. So
Yeah.
they've got a good chance.
I don't disagree there, but right this moment, they are the
Yes,
team. They
absolutely.
are the team, and you know what? The backs have always been good. Make no mistake.
Hmm.
And personally, me, I wouldn't Trindle. I wouldn't have him anywhere near this team.
Yeah,
Atkinson is the perfect foil
think so,
for
man.
Nico.
I agree.
The perfect because Nico is the star.
Hmm.
Not Trindle. Nico's the star.
Yeah.
And this kid is giving him everything he wants. Young Iro. Again,
Yes, how good's he?
How good is he? And thank God, because then you got the Barfridge on the bench coming on, causing trouble through the middle. But you know what? This is the issue. It was the middle forwards that was always the issue at Cronulla. And when you got the Hazelnut there, Tom Hazelnut, whatever his name is, okay, he's changed the whole complexion of the team. One player's changed the whole complexion. Then when you get the Barfridge coming on, injecting himself, which I better
Master
call-
stroke that.
yeah, which is Talakai, whatever. This team's changed. The tries were scored off either excellent play, because you say 38-30, gee, didn't anyone tackle? The tries were scored out of excellent attack or under fatigue. So this is one of the first games I can honestly say most tries, and even the ones from kicks, okay, were off plays instead of, someone just missed a tackle.
Yeah, they were.
So this was this was the highest quality game of the year by none.
And
by
to your
none.
point from a couple of weeks ago, high scoring. All these games are high scoring.
I think there's some players now which are undefendable. Okay, I really believe that. I believe there's some players which you can defend them for periods of time, but like Reece, you're not going to stop him. You're not stopping Reece. You can stop him 60 minutes.
Yeah.
He's going to have 3 touches. It's going to burn you. Isra Man, he's going to have 3 touches out of that 15 he has, which are going to burn you. There's some players are just undefendable. And not only that, the knowledge of the inside and the outside man, how they can put you in positions to burn the other man, is so elevated. That's why these scores are happening. I love this game.
It was a great
It's
game.
good.
Yeah, game in the round, in my opinion.
Do you think maybe Fitz is going, you know what, while we're concentrating on defence, if we can attack like that, it doesn't matter how many we let in, we're going to score anyway. So.
He won't work in the semis.
Yeah, I know. But their attack was
3-1.
top notch. They've got the best attack.
3-1.
Nico Hines, 3 points.
Yes.
Sammy Walker, 2 points.
Yes.
Cameron McGuinness got the 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention McGuinness.
He was great.
So everybody works so hard. And what I like about Cronulla, for the first time, how they work in defence from the inside or from the outside. So most breaks happen when the ball passes you and the big forwards, under fatigue, just drop off a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, man, halves love it.
Yeah. Boss,
Nathan lives off
since
that.
day dot, that's been the story.
Even more now, Nathan lives off those things. Cronulla work hard, really work
By
hard.
the way, I'd love to see McInnes picked on the bench for the Blues.
It'll
I think
happen.
he's
He
made for
should.
it.
I think
should.
so. He's definitely an origin
Well,
player.
he's an origin player, yeah.
Closing out Saturday night, we had another close one. The Cowboys got a win for the first time in about a month over the Rabbitohs, 28 points to 22. Another close one. Rabbitohs, what's that, 6 on the trot? Losses? How many is that?
What, losses?
Yeah.
I think so. if not more.
Both these teams were coming off 5 losses in a row.
losses.
So they had to win. I'm happy for the only Egyptian Cowboy supporter in the world.
Was he wrapped?
He would have been wrapped. Yeah, I wasn't there at the time. Braden Burns made his debut that game. At last minute, Kyle Field dropped out. He came on. He had an actual blinder. He scored a couple of tries and played really well. But Cowboys, they had under control, I felt. They let South in near the end. But, it was a good performance by the Cowboys. It's not one that's gonna change the. I don't know. It was
It's
good,
what
but
they-
not. It
they
wasn't that
needed it.
impressive. You
No,
know what
but
I mean?
they
It was-
needed- I think
they
when
needed the win, but it was they could have.
I think when you've lost a few games in a row,
Yeah.
and we've got a few clubs in that position now, the way to turn it around, you don't come out with a sleek, wonderful performance. It never happens.
Yeah.
You win dirty, ugly, grindy. You win the arm wrestle, and then you start to build off that.
Yeah,
To 3-4 wins in a row to get to that slick.
exactly.
In my opinion, but
Yeah. But look, Jack Whiten had his 250th NRL game. 2 guys I want to point out is, what's his name? Tallis Duncan from South. I thought he was outstanding, the young kid. He did really well from the back. And Drinky. He had his good game. Yeah. He'll have a cracker and then he'll have a poor game. A cracker. This was his cracker game. He was very, very good.
I thought that Cody and Latrell played pretty
Yeah,
good. But
Cody and Latrell
they
were
made
better.
a couple of mistakes. But look, it was improvement.
It was an improvement for sure, 100%.
But yeah,
I'll be very quick. A soulless game, Nicola.
Soulless.
A soulless game, Nicola. No intent, no energy, no intensity. The best part of this whole game is the Cowboys got 2 points, and hopefully they've had a better week and they can build on it, because on paper they should be in the top 6.
Yeah. They should be on paper, yeah.
Yeah. On paper.
can we get a 3-2-1, Artie, for that?
3-2-1 for that one was 3 points went to Drinky, 2 points went to Jeremiah Nanai. Nanai was pretty good, and Tallis Duncan got the 1 point for the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Good
So
judge.
just before I move on to
judge.
Sunday, I just want to run through the results again quickly. 24-20, 13-12, 28-24, 38-30, 28-22.
Yeah, good, isn't it?
Exactly.
Eh? And then we go to Sunday afternoon, the Warriors,
Who saw that one coming?
22 points to 20 over the Panthers. You know what? Panthers are pretty heavily depleted as well.
Yeah.
Look, no one saw it coming, but
No, just because the Warriors have been poor. That's why.
yeah. But the
not because
Panthers
of
were pretty
anything
heavily
else.
depleted, and the Warriors really turned it on, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, in the end, it was 4 tries each. It was goal kicking again. Both teams scored 4. But good on to
Dylan Edwards had a chance
yeah, right near the end
late in the game. Yeah,
to
he missed.
kick one in. I thought the young fullback for the Warriors was very
Tuapiki.
impressive. Tuapiki was
Outstanding.
very, very good. He was outstanding. It was their first win in 6 games at Suncorp, which was good for them. But and Wayne Egan, we were talking him up for being a possible origin.
Out.
He got injured in the 12th minute, so that was a bit of a thing. But the Lesbian Act got his 200th game. I had to mention the Lesbian Act,
Yeah, 200 game.
our favourite.
Nico, the league succeeded. They've succeeded. Adi and I have been talking about Penrith, and you know they're clunky. They're a little bit away. They got some players out. This is it.
No, that's how they were last year. George, this is how they were last
NRL
year.
succeeded
This
in
is it.
what?
This is it.
Weakening him.
They've succeeded. They've succeeded in instead of everybody striving to be better, mediocrity.
You're talking
will do
about the
us.
salary cap.
Mediocrity
You're talking about
will do.
salary cap?
Absolutely. Mediocrity. No, it's okay. Mediocrity will do.
No, the reason I'm laughing.
No, forget the salary cap. Mediocrity will do. You know what? I'm happy that the Warriors won because, like I said last week, they should take a country with them, and on paper they're very good. Was it an exciting game? Yes. Was it a quality game? Absolutely no. It wasn't an exciting game. It wasn't a high quality game. Again, I'm not going to say too much about it because it disgusted me watching this game.
I think Penrith just played like they did last year. They're just going through the motions. They don't care. They just don't want to risk injury playing through. They don't care.
Yeah.
3-2-1. Tuapiki got the 3. Jerome Luai, I thought he was one of his best games for a while for Penrith. He got 2. And Mitch Barnett got 1.
He was good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was good.
Look, the next game really kept me on the edge of my seat, and probably because I was throwing up into a bucket.
The only flogging.
Storm 48-16 over the Eels. Really, what's there to say? The Storm. I mean, the Eels have got players out. All right, Storm are heavily depleted, and they lost Munster as well during the game. And Harry Grant really took control, didn't he?
He did. He did. Look, first half, you thought Parramatta's in this, and when Munster got off, you thought, you know what, Parramatta's got a very good chance now.
Me too.
They didn't turn up second half. They just stayed in the
funny
dressing
thing
sheds.
is, if you look at Parramatta's first halves this year, I think if every game ended at half time, they'd be in second position now or something like that. In the second half, they fall apart.
Yeah.
So is that a fatigue thing, George? Is that a fitness thing?
No. The defense tells me, as we keep on saying, defense tells me the true story of a rugby team, a rugby league team, and a rugby league culture within the four walls. And I think what happened yesterday and what happened on Sunday afternoon tells us the story, and that's what it is. That's what it is. Full stop. Full stop. Because when you look at Campbell Gillard, Lussick, Offengawi, Lane, Cartwright, Hopgood, and we're saying they're depleted, and off the bench, Paulo.
Origin player.
Yeah. So I'm not saying they're not depleted. I'm not saying they play. Mitch is a big thing.
Mitch is big, man. Everything
But
goes through Mitch.
48-16, big.
And Gutherson.
Yeah.
They're the two big.
Yeah. So,
name players.
but you know what? They march on and play next week against Souths or this week against Souths, and when we'll see what happens there. And Melbourne do what good teams do. Just keep on racking points up.
Yeah.
Just keep on winning. Keep on winning.
It's going to be interesting, Hornby up against Barrett. Two coaches, best of mates. Elise Katoa, the back rower from Melbourne. I thought he was outstanding. Is that the one? Yeah.
What about the fullback from Melbourne?
The fullback?
He was good.
Oh, he didn't get points, man.
No, but he was good, wasn't he?
He was good, yeah. I love him. Falogo, he's a
really
superstar. He's out of all the rookies, he's my favourite one. He's a gun. Harry Grant got the 2 points, and Tyron Wishart got the 1. The number 7 was very good. Come back home. Come back to Wollongong, Wishart.
And Wishart
Looks like his dad, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
His dad was so good. Rob Wishart was so good, man. That guy was a warhorse.
Yeah, he was a
On the
winger.
wing,
On the winger. You know that the youngster, he was a 5'8" growing up.
Yeah.
So they're moving him around as a utility, but his position, he
played 5'8" and hooker. A lot of 5'8" and hooker.
So you've heard that, yeah. So
I heard him being interviewed on the radio on Monday night.
So he's more comfortable there. So I mean, he can play anywhere. He's outstanding wherever he plays. But and he can't play 5'8", obviously. He's not going to play 5'8" in Melbourne. But he's comfortable in and around the ball.
Yeah.
So that's why he looks out so outstanding.
Saints had so many high reps on him in the juniors, man, and then Hawk and Mary just destroyed all the kids and just let him
Stop
go.
it.
Like,
Forget it.
he was a
Mary's
keeper.
gone.
Like you could see when he was young, he was going to be a gun. This kid, but anyway,
Mary's gone.
we
Look,
lost him.
closing out Magic Round, the Dolphins 24 points to 12 over the Tigers. You know what? This game was a lot closer than people might think if they didn't see it. Some real brain snaps from the Tigers. 2 sin bins. The Justin Olam one wasn't really much you can do about that, but the Brent Naden one, 15 minutes to go,
I heard he done something stupid.
unnecessary, just
That was dumb.
stupid,
That
stupid.
was so dumb.
And I look and I wonder why Penrith were happy to let him go.
I didn't watch it, so you guys have to fill me in on this one.
There wasn't much to watch.
Wasn't much to watch,
It
but
wasn't a great performance from
with
either
those, especially the Naden one. If I was coach, I'm sorry, I would find it hard to bring him back into the team.
Really?
That
What
was
did he do?
the stupidest thing
team.
ever.
He expressed that in the press conference too. He was really unhappy about it.
What did he do?
Tell him, Nick, what he did.
No, I mean he just came in late with a forearm shot, which was just unnecessary.
It was
And-
unnecessary.
And it was 15 minutes to go, and he got a sin bin. I think it was 15 minutes
15
to
to
go.
go, yeah.
And he got a sin bin, and the Tigers were in the game at that point.
Exactly, they were. He ruined it. The Hammer came back. He's been injured. He came back and scored a couple of tries. It was outstanding.
Just
Carousel hit his 200th game, which was really good.
he just seemed effortless.
He's
didn't he?
so
The Hammer.
good. He's so good, the Hammer.
And Benji, he said before the game, he's been saying it for weeks that we're shooting ourselves in the foot with just dumb plays, dumb mistakes, and just the same thing happened again. Just poor discipline. And he actually said this time, he goes, you know what, if these players, I've been saying it week after week, if the players don't get it, I need to bring in players who do.
Yeah.
So you might maybe expect some changes this week.
Good.
But the Dolphins just look very comfortable, man. They're just doing the usual, going through the motions. They're a very, very well coached team, and it's going to take
Of course they are.
a lot of work to beat them. You're not going to just rock up and beat this team. They're very, very, very good.
3-2.
I'll be interested to see how the Pommy guy goes next year, the coach. Christian Wolf.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's going to be very interesting.
He's Australian, but anyway.
Is he Aussie? Oh, but he came from England, sorry. But
Yeah,
didn't he coach a Wigan or someone?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's very good.
He won 3 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm keen to see how he goes. I reckon he'll have a cracker. 3 points to the Hammer. This guy keeps getting points too. Katoa got 2.
Yeah.
And Jerry Marshall King, he got the 1 point.
How good is he?
He's been
I
very
heard
good.
that someone's pursuing him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's going to happen. He'll be in Souths next year.
Yeah.
Guarantee
How
you.
good is he?
He's
Well, I
very
heard St
good.
George.
St George.
That was the rumour, but they won't get
That's
him.
what I heard, yeah.
That's a waste, that one. They won't get him. Yeah, I agree. He'll be at South.
Souths.
You never know, Tigers.
Maybe.
Happy.
Happy.
No, because Benji's his brother, so Appy's going to retire soon, so maybe he can take over Appy's spot.
Maybe.
The Dragons had the bye, but before we move on as well, let's talk about the NRLW State of Origin. The Blues got up.
Just before I go there, I'm in the leaderboard, just for the 3-2-1s. So first place, we've got Nico Hines. He's currently leading it with 15 points. And then we've got Kickow and Edwards on 12, with Manu Brimson and Carrigan and Evans on 11. So
They're very similar to
Nico Hines is breaking away now with 3 points.
Similar to
lead.
the official one.
Manoli's going all right.
He knows his stuff. I'll be very quickly for State of Origin one. Did you watch it, Artie?
I saw bits. I saw some
Okay.
highlights,
I
but
did. I
the
watched it.
try.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
I didn't ask because I know
I
you're not a
watched it.
fan.
I watched it. I
Okay,
watched it.
I'll be very quickly. I'll be very quick
Some
on
good tries.
this one. Yeah. So New South Wales have been in camp for 6.
That blonde girl who scored that awesome try, she was
Chapman.
Jamie
Chapman.
She's a Gold Coast centre who scored 3 tries in the grand final as well, Nicola. She's a tall thing and she's extremely quick. But you know what? Disregard this score. It's good that New South Wales have a 1 up, and they obviously played much better than Queensland. But they've been in camp for 6 weeks, and it looked like it. The Queensland competition have started, and all these girls have been playing in their club teams. We thought they'll be match hardened.
Yeah.
They only had 1 week together to get it right. They're not going back to their club teams, and the next State of Origin they're going to be together for a few weeks, and the scores might be a little bit different. But Queensland never looked in the game for mine. The forwards just plowed straight through them. The Italian, future Italian immortal, Emma Tomagado, Nicola.
my favourite player.
Absolute superstar. The future Greek immortal too, Jessica Sergis. Showed us what she can do. Corbin Baxter at 6, and Nicola, her position is fullback. They put her at 6. I had my doubts, but hey, she got the job done and even more. And I wasn't really happy about Rachel Pearson being at 7, but her kicking game was spot on. But let's see next time under pressure.
It was a pretty good free-flowing game.
Yeah, it was. Yasmin Clydesdale, the Roosters' back rower, 150 metres for a woman. Outstanding. And, of course, off the bench, and I can't see her name. Oh, yeah, Grace Kemp. I found my moving buddy, the Queensland front rower. She came from rugby union. She comes on and she just extends that role that they start. They were great. I'd love to talk about Queensland and they're great players, but you know what? I don't think none of them played well. I was waiting for Tamika Upton, my favourite player, to do something. I'm waiting. Nothing. And even
What about the Brickenshaw or whatever?
Brickenshaw, the legend, she had a bad game. She didn't play very well at all. The forwards didn't play that well. So Brickenshaw, they moved it to lock. He's usually a 5'8".
Yeah.
It didn't suit. I don't know. It didn't suit Nicola. It just didn't suit. I can't wait for game 2.
Yeah.
What was the score? Full time.
22-12.
22-12, yeah.
And New South Wales skipped to a 12-0 lead early on. It was the first 10 minutes, didn't they?
16 something. You were
Yeah, and everyone thought, okay, here we go, New South Wales. But Queensland fought back, and
it was 14-0 half time.
that's it, yeah.
So they fought back.
So they did, yeah. Queensland put up a fight second half. They improved.
They did. And that's what I'm indicating to you. The second game might be very, very, very,
Yeah, exactly. It
very
will be.
different, yeah.
For sure.
But I enjoyed it. Let's go on. Let's move on.
Let's move into Crystal Ball, where we'll quickly preview the games of the upcoming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night kicking off, we've got you two going at each other's throats. Are you guys going to the game? Homebush?
No. I might have tickets, but I don't want to go. I'd rather watch on telly this morning.
Bulldogs, Dragons. I'll be watching Planet of the Apes.
There you go.
You'll be doing better. This is the
Bulldogs have got the wood on Dragons. They've
Have
won
we?
7 out of the last 9.
Have we?
Yeah. Usually got them. And I think Dragons got a pathetic record at Acor. So because of that, I'm going to go the doggies.
I'm going to go the doggies. Dragons are coming off a bye. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
So what are you going to go? Sorry?
I'm going to go the Bulldogs.
You're going to go dogs? Okay. What about you, George?
I'm going the Dogs for sentimental reason, but I'm very wary and very wary and not confident because I know what St George can do at their best, and I think these two teams on level par. They're on level peggings. I think that's
We've won one more game.
yeah. There you go.
And our forward pack, I think, is going to outmuscle you guys. We've got a big pack this week. We've got Lelua back.
Well, and this is exactly what every coach in the comp's going to do. They're trying to get the M7 straight through. So if they succeed, and you know what, Ricky succeeded last week.
I think Canterbury just have a little bit too much class at the backs.
I'm going to change my tip. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go the Dragons. I just remembered something.
Yeah.
Flanagans are going to be so pissed. They're going to want to win this game.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
The
It's
father
personal.
for the way his son was treated, and the boy for the way he was treated.
I agree.
I also think Fatala Mariner's going to have an absolute screamer. He's going to want to go out there and I think our forwards are going to absolutely build the crap out of their forwards. The only thing is the back line for the Bulldogs is so much better than the Dragons.
Yeah, but
these have got a lot of speed.
But that's if
we
they
are
get
going to smash
momentum.
you. Yeah.
But that's if they get momentum. And look, I absolutely love Mr. Popular's new game style, but now every coach knows the game style. They know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I noticed Ricky rushed up from inside out sort of thing.
Yeah.
Let's see what Flano does. I think it'll be close, but Nicola, I think it might even be a good
I'm
game.
gonna stick
Definitely a
with the
physical
Dogs.
game.
Yeah.
I'm going Dogs for sentimental values, but let's have a couple of days. Can't wait.
Let me just give you an update for the tips. So last week, George got 3.
Yeah,
I got 5 and Nico got 4. So the leaderboard now is
Shocker.
George and Artie on 47, Nico on 45. So it's a 2-point difference
can't believe
between
I got
us.
3.
Yeah. You had a shocker, George.
Shocker.
All right, next
There you
game.
go. Next game, Friday night, Cowboys
Oh,
at home to the Tigers.
when were they in the grand final again?
says that 19 years ago, I'm going to have to go to Cowboys on this one on the back of a win and playing at home. It's a long trip away for the Tigers.
Yeah.
Who by the way, will be missing Brent Naden and Justin Olam because I think they've gotten 2 week suspensions.
Yeah, no Nathan here.
Yeah, I've got to go for. You know what? Tigers are going to be so hungry for this win, but I'm going to go the Cowboys for this one. Who'd you say, Nick? Sorry.
I'm going Cowboys.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? We forgot to mention, and I don't want to keep on harping on this. Your man Adi Sullivan had another disappointing.
He's
game. Yeah, another disappointing game.
I think he might be an English Super League player to me now.
When I look at this Queensland team or the Cowboy team, I can't see any other winner.
Who's the halves for the Tigers? Is the young kid back for the Tigers?
Yep. Yeah, Galvin's back and
good.
Sullivan and I hope he'll play well. Can you have a look?
And Caesar? What about Caesar?
Caesar's still injured.
Okay.
Caesar's still injured, and you called him in your Reggie rap, Jason Matamu.
Okay, yeah.
You called him in the Reggie rap. It's his first run-on game.
Okay.
He's the lock.
Mm-hmm.
If you anyone watching the game, can we have a look at him? Adi and myself have got big raps on him.
Yeah.
Well, I've got big raps on him anyway.
So we're all going Cows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then the second game on Friday night at Brookvale, or 4 Pines
The
Park.
Battle of Brookvale.
Seagulls hosting the Storm.
Do you reckon there'll be another fight like Stuart?
No, we'll never see that again. But I'm wondering how much can the Storm push on being as depleted as they are. This is a tricky one for me. I want to tip the Storm. I think I will tip the Storm. But I don't think Manly will be a pushover.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seagulls only because they are getting to desperate stages now. This is becoming ridiculous now. They're losing games. They need to bounce back, and this is the type of game I can see them bouncing
George,
back.
no one's talking about Luke Brooks for an Origin jersey.
Wonder why.
Yeah, no, I'll stick with the Storm, I think.
You know what? Just for DNA, I'm going to go Storm. But if the Seagulls can they usually put 35, 40 minutes together. If they can put 60 minutes together, they'll win. So I believe they'll win at Brookie.
So you're on the Storm?
Yeah, I'm going to Storm for DNA.
Hardy?
So 2 Storm, I'm going Manly.
Cool.
So I'm going different.
Saturday afternoon, this will be an interesting one. Saturday afternoon in Canberra, the Raiders hosting the Roosters.
Can't wait.
That's going to be a cracking game.
Roosters coming off a loss.
Can't wait.
Canberra coming off a gutsy win.
Can't wait.
I'm going the Roosters.
Mate, they've got a good... Raiders have won 6 of the last 8 there, so they're on a good roll. But the Roosters, this is the type of team that can score 40 points on. So I'm going to go Roosters.
George?
We don't trust Ricky? I'm sure Ricky's got a plan.
I just think Robbo will be more...
Yeah, no, I agree. Look at the team list.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe they lost last week, but they would have beat any other team in the comp.
Exactly.
Roosters will win.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, the second game would have been a doozy.
Yeah, I know.
The Sharks and the Panthers. It's in Cronulla, but I just think Penrith are missing that much.
Exactly.
I'm going to have to tip the Sharks on this one.
I'm going to have to tip the Sharks too because they're just missing too many players, the Panthers. Haven't they got these teams at the right time, hey? It's the Eddinghausen draw. You know what the Eddinghausen draw is now? Not only is he doing the draw, I reckon he's got a bloody, what's his name? What are those guns? What are they? Those with the little pellets?
Yeah.
His sniper rap. I reckon he's a sniper out there and he's getting all the good players injured just before they play Cronulla.
He's too busy looking at his teammates' wives.
Jeez. Yeah,
Old
maybe.
Eddinghausen. Hey, he's got some form in that department.
And it's in Cronulla. It's in the prison.
Yeah.
Their record there is phenomenal this year. So
Yeah.
I'm going Sharks.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm going the Sharks.
I don't think this will be
Only because of the depletion factor with Penrith.
yeah, no, I don't think this will be a contest. Sharks will win and win well by the end.
2 halves playing for an Origin jersey. Luai and Hines.
True. That's a good
Oh,
They
one.
could be
yeah.
partnering up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then closing out,
Rabbitohs Eels.
Rabbitohs and the Eels.
What the hell?
And we all know what's going to happen here.
Jeez.
So,
Is Moses back?
no.
Definitely not.
No.
I heard there's a chance.
No.
Walker White and halves.
Yeah, Cody's gone to 7, Jack White into 6.
6, yeah.
But it
look,
doesn't mean anything because
you know
Nico
what?
Hines was named last
You know
week.
why I'm tipping South? Well, you got to be in the team list.
He's not even in the list at all.
No. You know why I'm tipping South? Because Wayne Bennett just signed to coach there next year, and every player's on notice now.
Yeah, I agree.
They all know Bennett's going to be watching this game with a keen eye. He might as well be sitting in the box on Saturday night.
I agree.
No,
I'm going the Rabbitohs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm going the Rabbitohs. I think the same thing as what you said, and it's at the Solus grounds.
And there's nothing intimidating about Trent Barrett taking over.
Poor Trent.
super coach.
Poor
Sunday.
Poor Trent.
I want him to win 5 games this year. Just win 5.
It's hard to respect a guy whose own ex-teammate / coach slapped him across the face on the sideline on live television.
Poor guy. That's all that people remember him for.
I know. And you know what the sad thing is? There's nothing really he could have done in that situation
Yeah.
because he knew he was on live TV. Sunday afternoon,
My favourite player.
the Broncos and the Titans.
I'll always have a spot for Barrett. I'm going to support him to the heels.
I'm a fan.
Go
No, I'm a
Bazza.
fan.
Go
Just
Bazza.
not a fan of
just
Bazza.
not as a coach.
Okay, Broncos Titans, huh?
We call this one a derby. Brisbane versus Gold Coast. Hard to not tip Brisbane for me.
Yeah, well, they're missing too many players, the Titans. So and Broncos are missing a few too, but no, I've got to go
I
the
think
Bronx.
it'll be a lot closer.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, it won't be a blowout, I don't think.
Reece Walsh is back.
No, I think he's out. Is he, or is he
Walsh,
back?
Walsh,
Yeah? Okay.
Walsh is back. Hunt's back. Baker's back. Billy Walters is back. They're getting trips back.
Okay.
Broncos. Jock Madden's come off probably a game of a lifetime. Broncos will win, and unfortunately win well. I'm sorry to say, Desi.
Now, in the last game of the round,
Oh,
I'm going to tell you guys who my new favourite player is. I haven't told you, have I?
No.
My new favourite player in the NRL, George.
Who's that?
We've got the Warriors at home to the Dolphins.
yep.
And my new favourite player is Boss Hogg.
Boss Hogg.
Yeah, the winger. Is he the winger for the Dolphins? Bostock.
Bostock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Call him Boss Hogg.
Boss Hogg.
How
Good
good is
player.
this kid? He's come
great.
from nowhere. I believe
Okay,
he's
I've
from
got-
your region.
Dragon Junior.
Southern Shire or down.
Yes.
Down, yeah. How good is he?
He was killing it in the
How good
juniors
is he?
too.
Yeah, he's great.
Boss Hogg.
What's his first name?
I'm not sure, but his last name is Bostock.
Yeah. And his sister plays for the Dragons. Jack Bostock.
Yeah.
And his
Having-
sister plays in the Dragons.
Having said all that, I'm going to tip the Warriors at home based off what they did last week.
How good's this game going to be? This is a hard game to pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Warriors for mine.
you're gonna see that last week's victory against the Penrith Panthers was a false victory, and
You think so?
the standard was very low. Guess what? The Warriors have got to actually beat Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't beat the Dolphins. Dolphins will
Okay,
beat
so you're tipping.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
stick with the Warriors and Newcastle Knights have the bye.
I'll go
Artie,
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
And Newcastle goodbye. Yeah, comes at a good time.
Ask
Yeah.
Artie.
Comes at a good bite. Yeah, okay, boys. You know what? I've got a couple of things on. Oh, first we'll do the Cornelius Awards, our favourite florist.
What's Cornelius got for us?
Cornelius has got a few things. Oh, well, the awards.
Yeah, give
So
it to
we've got
us.
to pick out who's the best team of the round. So who was your best team of the round, boys?
Sharks
Mine went Sharks too. So
Yeah, I'll go Sharks.
By
38
far.
points. They were fantastic.
by far.
What about the worst team? Who was the worst? Poor Cornelius, yeah.
Look at what I'm wearing.
Well, the worst team,
Parramatta.
it's got to be the team that got flogged. The only team that got flogged because every other team came close.
Yeah. Parra.
So we'll give it to Parra.
Yeah.
What about which team improved?
Warriors.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got to
Hey,
be
they
the
beat
Warriors.
Penrith.
I believe that.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Yeah.
Which team let you down? Which team did you expect better? You thought, okay, they're going
Look
to
at what I'm wearing.
Me too. I honestly thought they were going to give
The
Melbourne a
Eels,
good run.
yeah.
I thought they were going to absolutely give them a good run, but they didn't. So,
I agree.
player, which player stood out? Who was the best player of the round?
Boss Hogg.
Bostock.
Yeah, for me.
Mine was Nico.
Nico.
He got himself a jersey.
By
It's
far.
like I want the New
By
South Wales
so far.
jersey. I'm going to get it.
By
And he
so,
did it.
By so far, but the Queens the Newcastle fullback.
Yes,
Very close to Nico.
very close. Very
but
close.
just the standard
Oh.
in the standard he played was a bit lower than that game. Yeah.
Oh, I had Ethan Strange as my closest one
Ethan
to him.
Strange.
I thought he was very, very
Ethan
good
Strange
too.
as well. So those three are standards.
Can I just say something? I don't want to put the jinx on. I don't want to put the mocker on young Hines because he's playing great, right? But you mentioned earlier when I said Ezra Mam, and I just thought about this now. You said he might not be mentally strong enough. Well, Nico Hines
Yeah.
crumbled like a biscuit
Yeah, he did.
after last year's experience. Now, I know he's probably grown since then, But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
keep that in the back of your mind that all it could take is for 10 minutes out there and something to go wrong. Will he have the mentality to bounce back from that?
I think the difference there is I think he was coached poor. He was coached
Absolutely.
poorly. The coach
and
had a
put
lot
him
to do
the
with
centres.
exactly. He didn't put him in
13
possession.
minutes or whatever it
put him
was.
for 13 minutes. I don't know. I thought it was a bit of an insult to the poor kid. To be
No,
honest,
I know,
I felt sorry for him.
but he didn't handle it real well.
He
And
didn't.
he's actually said that. You know,
He
I've
said
learned
it.
from that,
Yeah,
right?
exactly right.
He said it.
He said it.
He said
He
it.
said,
he was
I've had
very
to eat
open
shit
about that.
and learn from that. And by the way, I'd love to see him there as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
And he's still taking responsibility for no reason.
Exactly.
I don't know why
He blames
does it.
himself.
I don't know
and he
why.
did nothing.
He's just a nice guy. He's just a nice guy.
Was there any players that surprised you? I got one. That's all right. I'm not sure.
Brett Naden, just how stupid he is.
Mine's Jock Madden from the Broncos at half. I thought,
Ethan's strange.
and Ethan Strange. Oh, he's always been good.
Yeah, but that good.
Yeah.
He absolutely lit it up.
Yeah.
Like no one else could lit. I don't know. Maybe I watched a different game, but he lit it up, man. He was outstanding.
And what about the rookie? Last one. The rookie of the round.
You know what? I'm going to throw a spanner into the works here and say Blaze Tulagi.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
He played pretty well.
Yeah.
He
In a
did.
beaten
He's
team.
special.
He did, but I gave it to the Warriors fullback. I thought he was
To a big
next level. Yeah, I thought he was really, really good. fullback.
I'm going Newcastle fullback.
Yep, David
He was
Armstrong.
good. Yeah, he was good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Either one.
Yeah. Now I've got some just a Manoli scoop. This will be interesting.
Yeah,
for
what's
you guys,
got for
right?
me?
So this is what happened last weekend.
Yeah.
So Brad Arthur was having one of his famous dinners,
Yeah.
and he invited the Parramatta CEO.
Okay.
So he asked Manoli. He didn't want the wife to get the pot roast out.
Yeah.
So he goes to Manoli. He goes, just put one of those lambs on the spit
Yeah.
with the head as well. He wants the
Yeah,
whole
the
animal.
The whole thing.
Everyone just put them on the spit.
Yep.
I'm having the CEO. I'm having the board members over.
Beautiful.
Me and my wife are going to win her over. Anyway, it turns out the CEO's vegan, and now we know why. Now we know why Brad's out. So Manoli had a hand in it. So he's a bit of a. I got a call from Chuck from the US.
From the US, yeah.
Yeah, he said he's amazed at how the NRL players and the TV personalities are very close and friendly. He reckons he heard that Latrell asked Braith out, but I had to explain to him. You did ask him out, but it wasn't like that.
No,
it was different.
it's
So
different.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
different,
And we sent out Sachin to cover the Magic round.
Oh, good. How'd he go?
Well, he went to Vegas. He saw Chris Angel, David Copperfield, Penn and Teller, and a few of the Circus du Soleil. And now he sent us the bill. So we're in a bit of trouble there.
Didn't you tell him it was in Queensland?
I know. Magic round. Anyway, apparently Ivan Cleary. I heard Ivan Cleary. Joseph Perna got this one. He got a warning. He said his job was on the line. He's got 2 more weeks to turn things around.
I'm Cleary.
Yep.
Turn around.
The letter was from the Eagles CEO. Yeah, apparently got the letter from every other CEO except for the Penrith CEO. So I think he's safe. I think he's safe. And Zach's actually a bit nervous now. Zach.
They've been talking to Anthony Griffin for the last 2 weeks behind Ivan Cleary's back.
Well, that was the next one because Zach
Return
actually
to Penrith.
called me a bit nervous. Zach Lomax. He was very nervous because he wanted to put a clause in his contract, not about Brad, about Hook. He said if Hook goes back to Parramatta, I'm not joining you. But that didn't end up happening. So Trent's going to be a bit nervous too on the weekend. Trent Barrett.
what's he got?
He's just going to be keeping an eye for Gus Gould to see if he doesn't turn up behind him because he gets a bit nervous when Gus is around.
So nervous.
But now this is a bit of fun for you guys. Last year it was actually, we had some nicknames for some of our players. I'm going to run through them all and see if you guys remember the names.
Okay,
Ready?
Okay, good.
Right.
Give them to me because I want to put them on a T-shirt. Remember?
The first guy was Mirrors. Who'd we call Mirrors?
Good question. I remember the old Premier, Bob Carr. They used to call him Mirrors because every time they asked him something, he said, I'll look into it.
Nah.
But I don't know which player. I can't remember.
We had Reece Walsh. Likes looking in the mirror.
I was going to say Reece
Walshy.
Walsh.
Yeah, Walshy. This one's an obvious one, guys. Lesbian act. So we know who that is.
The best
It's a
winger in the
lesbian
game.
act.
Who is it?
Yeah.
The best
Dallin?
winger in the game.
What about frequent flyer?
Can't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Jermaine Osako, been at 3 clubs since 2022. It's 2 years, been 3 clubs. What about Goes Bananas?
Goes bananas.
Herbie. Herbie Goes Bananas.
Herbie Goes Bananas.
We're
Herbie
really not
Farnsworth.
doing well at this, are we?
No,
No,
no.
you don't remember
We
him.
were talking about it all
Exactly.
last
It's
year.
been a year. It's been a year. The Hammer. Well, we know who the Hammer is. Everyone knows the Hammer. Pocket Dynamo. We named this guy the Pocket Dynamo.
Pocket Dynamo.
Israelman?
He's got him.
Israelman.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Israelman, yeah.
What about UB40?
Should be 40.
Herbie.
Dominic
UB40.
Young. Dominic Young.
No,
It
UB40.
looks like UB40.
No, it's not him.
No,
You
you got me.
Thingy Bob, the centre for Brisbane.
No, Sean Johnson. Red wine. Gets better with
gets better
age.
wine. That's right. That's right.
Who'd we call Jerry Maguire?
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Who?
Pain.
Payne.
Pain hard.
Now, we've got two names for this guy. I didn't realise we had two names for this guy. The first name was Back Pain, and the second one was Gastro Boy. Back Pain because he used to carry the
Happy
team on his back,
Coruscant.
and Gastro Boy because he got the gastro.
Remember, apparently he played with Gastro, which is
Remember one game he played with Gastro?
Was it
Happy
right?
Carousel.
Well,
Yeah, Happy Carousel. Disney.
Oh, that's
Vanilla
Vanilla
Blake.
Blake.
Yeah. Swallow My Tonguey.
Yeah, the back
That's
row
the back
for
row.
yeah.
This one there, I don't remember. Josephine's Dream.
no
No?
idea.
Patrick Carrigan because she wanted to cut his hair. 'cause
Oh,
he
that's
was nice hair.
right. That's right. You said that once.
Yeah. Mr. Reliable.
Well, there's a few of those.
Come on, there's only one Mr. Reliable. Penrith Lock.
Oh,
Isaiah,
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Isaiah. Mr.
Yeah,
Reliable.
Mr. Reliable. What about the Guaranteed 20? Who's the Guaranteed 20?
I don't know.
Come on. Guaranteed 20?
I can't remember. Do you?
Not Pain.
Alex Johnson. He's Guaranteed 20
Oh,
tries.
20 tries.
That's
Guaranteed
right.
20.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Gee, I can't remember.
Come on,
We're talking
man.
about it all last year. I can't believe
The
it.
St. George Lock.
St. George Lock.
Who is he?
Fritz.
Fritzy Brazil. Fasolada with salami.
The best front row in the game.
Big Tino.
Tino.
Yeah. The king of the sledge.
Gamble.
Yeah. Tyson Gamble. You called him the general.
The general.
The general. This guy, the general.
Not the control freak.
No, it's DCE.
TCE, did I?
DCE.
Last time
Maybe
we
I
had
maybe I mentioned it.
the
last time
general's
we had a
Patton.
general, it was Luke Patton.
It was Luke Patton, yeah. So anyway, I had him written down from last year. But,
yeah.
well, these are some new ones now. Ready?
I can't wait.
Now, who are we going to call Ric Flair?
Paul Kent. And if you don't know why, just go and look on YouTube.
Just go look on YouTube the
I
way
love it.
Ric Flair used to go
Love
on the
it.
belt buckle when they used to flick him.
Love it.
Control freak. Well,
Best halfback in the game.
who's that?
Jackson.
Jackson Hastings. Mr. Popular.
Oh, best coach in
We
the
all know
world.
who that
Geraldo.
Who's Pathways?
Phil
Gould.
Gould.
There you go.
Pathways Gould.
This is a new one, sort of. Patucha's pet.
Don't know.
No?
Theme Bob. The
Latrell.
race. Latrell? Latrell.
Well, he's Volandis, isn't he? Volandis
he
and
is.
that,
He is.
yeah.
No, he is.
This is a role model. I'll call him the role model.
Yeah, that's right, you did. Oh, yeah, Kafusi.
Nelson. Yeah, Kafusi and Nelson.
Nelson,
They never
yeah.
get suspended.
Yeah, no.
They can eye gouge guys. They'll always get a
no,
monetary
they're
fine.
Yeah.
Never.
And their law, don't forget the law firm.
They're the law. firm,
Kafusi
exactly.
Nelson.
And then we've got the future Greek immortal. We know that one.
Ilias.
Ilias, yeah. All right, I've added this one, right? He's the nicest boy in the world. You always say this about this guy.
Nika.
Yeah.
The nicest boy in
The
the world.
nicest boy in the
nicest guy in the world.
Everybody loves.
Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond for Telemariner.
Ah.
And Lockie last. I added this one just now. I love it. Boss Hog.
When I was trying to remember his name, I was telling
love
Boss
it.
Hog, I was going, yeah, that guy, Boss Hog.
That's the
Who the
best.
hell are you talking about? I go, the guy, the Dolphin. He goes, Bostock. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it, man.
I was thinking of Dukes of Hazzard.
And that's it, guys. That's
That's it.
my nicknames roundup.
Good stuff, Artie.
Oh,
Sure.
sorry, guys. Just before I go, power rankings. I just wanted to go through
Yeah,
that, guys.
let's do it.
So, look, top four. We've got the Sharks, Storm, Panthers, and the Dolphins. Now, would you keep that the same? Sharks, Panthers, Storm, Dolphins? Do you think they're the fourth top? Or would you change or drop one? Or-
Penrith who?
Storm, Sharks, Panthers, Storm, Dolphins. That's the current top
I
four.
want the Broncos in there in place
You want
of
the Broncos?
Dolphins, yeah.
Okay, so you'd have the Broncos in there.
Yeah.
I'll drop Penrith out and put Bronx in.
Oh, okay. All right. I'd had Sharks, Panthers, Storm, and Chooks.
Yeah.
I'll drop the
I'll put-
Dolphins and put the
Yeah,
Chooks.
good
I'll drop
point,
the
yeah.
Chooks. I'll drop things and put the Chooks into.
I think the Chooks are a top four, but
Yeah.
But okay, so you both drop. So you drop Panthers and you drop the Dolphins.
Yeah, and I'm dropping Dolphins as well to put Chooks in.
Okay, sure. All right. What about anyone else you'd put in the bottom 8? Now, the bottom section of the 8 is the Broncos 5th, Raiders, Roosters, and the Knights. Would you drop any of those out of the 8 and bring someone in? Or would you leave those 4 at the bottom?
I don't know that I've got anyone I could bring in.
Yeah. The only ones are, Dragons are 9th, Manly 10th, and the Bulldogs are the only ones you'd probably consider.
None of them
So none of them deserve 8, so you'd keep the bottom 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of them deserve to be.
All right. So that's our power rankings, guys. So Sharks,
Nice work.
Panthers. Oh, well, I've got Panthers. You haven't.
No. That's,
Storm. So you've got Panthers, Storm, Chooks, Broncos. Is that yours?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Broncos, yes.
No worries, boys. That's our power rankings for this week, and that's it for me.
Nice work. Nice work. George, over to you for tidbits.
Tidbits. 1994.
94.
94. It's
Great
a year,
I like
year
that
close to everybody's heart.
Great year.
Adi, what were we listening to 94?
94.
What songs were we listening to? It wasn't that many when I was looking, actually. What do we got? Want me to start? What do you
DJ
got?
Bobo.
DJ Bobo.
You say
Always.
that
Not,
every
on,
week.
not on the
Every week,
list.
every week,
Not on
every
the list. Oh, you say Kiss every week.
Running.
Yeah.
What a rhythm is a dancer.
Yeah, well,
rhythm is a
Rhythm-
dancer.
Rhythm is a Dancer Corona. One of your favourites.
No, that wasn't 94.
Yes, it was.
No, that was 92.
It was 94 on my list.
Rhythm is a dancer.
I need to check
You got it,
that.
Mr. Vane. Call it Mr.
That was
Reader.
94.
No.
That was 94.
Well, maybe not on my list. Not
I'm
on my
going
list.
off memory. I'm going off
Rhythm
memory.
that's one of my favourite
Yeah,
songs.
yeah, probably was. Not on my
I always-
not in the top 100.
You're probably right. I always thought it was
Not in the top
earlier.
100. Jazzy Jeff and the French Prince had
there you go.
had a hit.
Boom Shake the Room?
Boom Shake the Room. A band from Ireland called the Cranberries.
Oh, okay. No, that's Zombie.
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking
the
of, is that the one?
Zombie, yeah.
Zombie?
Zombie.
Zombie. No, George, I'm sorry. Rhythm of the Dancer was 92.
Was it?
Yeah, my
Okay.
memory serves me correct.
Then
I just
was wrong.
Googled
Corona sang another song.
Maybe it was another song. No, maybe it was a different.
The album was released in 92.
Okay.
The Snap album.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
man.
No,
I'm going off memory.
Yeah, no. I go to the Billboard 100. That's where I go.
Can you look up DJ Bobo, see if you had it?
I will.
Please. I'm sure it did.
So
Love is all around.
we
Love is all around.
that was the year too. That was 94 too, I think.
There you go. See, I told you. Was he in
I
Eurovision?
don't know about-
Was he ever in Eurovision?
Probably sounds like he was.
Did you ever listen to Austria from Eurovision last week?
No, I did.
That's the best song.
But can I just suggest? Last week Eurovision. When Eurovision was on, okay, Pornhub recorded half its half its downloads, or people going onto their site.
95.
95, Mr.
So that's
Did
how
you just say Pornhub?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
when Eurovision was on
Yeah.
in Europe, Pornhub recorded 50% reduction in them going onto their site. I just thought it was a tidbit there.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you
I just
go.
thought a tidbit. There was an Australian song on the Billboard
Australian?
100. Yep. A young girl who came from Young Talent Time.
Tenorina.
Arena. Yep.
Chains.
Chains.
Yeah.
And
I'm in chains.
and one of a French Canadian singer with a massive voice. She had a massive hit of.
And she was
that
on
year.
Eurovision.
Yeah, she was.
She
too.
was.
She was too. Can you think of the song?
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
Power of Love.
Power of Love.
It's got to be Power of
Good,
Love.
yeah, good stuff. Movies, Nicola.
Yeah, there's not
Good movies
There
then.
wasn't much great music. That was the grunge era.
I know, yeah. I didn't.
Oh, I
enjoy,
like those movies. That was all right.
I didn't enjoy the. I didn't enjoy.
Zombie Rhythm of the Night. Oh, well, that's 92 now, but
92. Yeah, I got to sharpen my game there. What movies were we watching, Nicola?
1990. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking. I was
Some good stuff. By
Interview
the
the
way.
Vampire.
Yes, not. I didn't write it on the list, but I know it was
That
on the
proves
list.
I wasn't looking at your list.
Yeah.
1994.
it's got to be a Forest.
No,
sorry.
Jurassic Park was 92.
There's got to be a, what's his name? Tom Hanks movie in there for sure. He was killing it in the 90s. He brought out a movie hit after hit after hit. When was Forrest Gump? Was that
Casino
around
was
there?
Forrest Gump, yes.
Casino was 95.
There you go.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest is not one of your favourites, Nick?
It's not.
Forrest
Oh, love
Gump
that movie.
was
Really
the highest
Cracker.
Yeah.
highest
It's not one of my favourites.
show of the year. There was another movie with John Travolta.
Pulp Fiction, of
Pulp
course.
Fiction.
Cracker.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
That had mixed reactions, eh? Like my wife hated it. I loved it.
I loved
Yeah,
it.
it was great.
No, I didn't get into
I
it.
had to watch it 16 times to understand it, but I loved it.
Fantastic. Man.
Bring out the gimp.
There was a movie from New Zealand.
Oh, Once Were Warriors.
Once-
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yes.
One of my favorite kids movies.
Cook the man some fucking eggs.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a kids movie based around ice hockey.
Oh, that was
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks 2.
What about Carey? Jim Carrey. He would
Jim
have had a hit.
Carrey
Ace
had a
Ventura.
hit.
Did he have a hit?
He had a hit.
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura, not on the list.
What about the Mask?
Was that 94?
It probably was.
Or was
but
The Mask?
but
The Mask?
Definitely the Mask was
I
a big
confused.
hit.
Yeah, I confused them. Yeah.
Ace Ventura probably
Liar
was. the next
Liar
one.
was 94, wasn't it?
I don't know, not on the list.
Okay.
Not on the list. There was a movie which I really like. They're in prison, two men.
Oh my God! One of the best.
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank
Yeah.
Redemption. Yes, Jim Carrey had another movie where they weren't. There was two guys. They weren't the most brightest.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and
Was
Dumber.
that 94, was it?
94.
Wow.
And to round up one of
Keanu Reeves had a hit too, didn't he? That year.
he did.
He's a
He
very
was-
good actor.
he's-
He just started.
Speed.
Speed. His
There you
first
go.
Sandra Bullock.
and remind me, was that his first breakout movie?
No,
Breakout
Point Break
movie?
was.
Point Break.
Yeah,
Point
with,
Break.
with Patrick Swayze.
Well, it was his breakout movie.
Yeah.
And there was another one, something about
Something about Mary.
No,
No, that
sorry.
was, I'm just joking.
There was
That
another
Ben
movie he had.
Stiller.
And one of my wife Anna's favorite movies. There was about some weddings and
Hugh Grant.
4 weddings and a funeral. Yeah.
4 weddings and Hugh Grant. 4 weddings and a funeral. And that was what we were watching.
Now,
and
I'm not sure.
listening to.
I'm not 100% sure if it was 1994. I thought it was, but probably the most watched movie you left it off the list, the Mimi McPherson sex tape.
Not on the list.
Elle McPherson's sister.
Not on the
Again,
list.
I'm going off memory.
What
Again.
about there was another movie that you forgot to mention, mate?
What's that?
Disney classic, Mustafa.
Yeah,
The Lion King.
I do want to say that. Yeah, The Lion King. That's a good
Yeah,
memory.
if you-
You know what? Because we had kids. That's why.
Yeah.
If
So
you ever
much.
go
I love that movie. That
96,
was good.
I love
if
it.
you ever go 96,
96, yeah.
you have to put the Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee sex tape on. Because that's the highest selling porn video of all time,
Is it?
apparently. Yeah.
If it's on the list, I'll put it on. If it's on the list, I'll put it on.
There was a future Greek immortal on that too, Tommy Lee, wasn't it?
Tommy Lee, yeah, he's half Greek. Half Greek.
Let's go to Super League. There was the round was suspended because of the Challenge Cup
Okay.
games. The only thing there is that Thing's team, Big Sam's team, beat Wigan and they're into the final.
Wow.
Wow. He's doing well.
He's doing well. And let's recap a few things. The top try scorer is Liam Marshall. He's a Wigan winger. Top try assist, a guy called, you know him, Brady Croft.
Oh yes.
Yep.
He's still going.
Yep.
Hey,
Top
there was talks they were gonna that.
coming back.
Yeah, he wanted to come back.
He's doing really well. He's doing really well for Hull. Top meter gainer, Matt Duffy. Top carries,
Good on him.
Matt Duffy.
He's
So-
enjoying himself, isn't he?
He's killing it. He's killing it. And the table, we said it a couple of weeks ago, but look how close the table is. The Warriors have got 16. Saints have got 16. Big Sam's team, the Wolves have got 16. The Dragons, which is Catalans, has got 16. The Robins, which is Hull KR, have got 14. And the Red Devils, which is Salford, have got 14. That's just semi-final series
Yeah, yeah.
run right there. So that's that. Season in review, as you know, 1994. 87th season of rugby league, Nicola. 16-team comp. We had average crowds of 15,000 people. So similar to today, sort of similar. Top point scorer was my man Daryl Halligan,
Oh
Yeah.
the kicker.
yeah.
This will be interesting. Who would be the player of the year? The Rothmans player of the year.
Rothman's player.
Yeah, I'll give you a clue.
Was it the
Rich?
Canberra player?
North.
Oh, Dallas Johnson. No.
You mean Dallas
Jason
Western?
Taylor.
No.
Back row.
Florimo.
He was a
Fairley.
fullback. Fairley.
David Fairley.
Fairley.
David Fairley.
I was thinking of the other guy. Who's the other guy that used to play back row?
Billy
in
Moore?
North? Not Billy Moore. The other guy.
What's his name?
What a
He
team.
used to be a
Dallas
tackle
Western,
machine for North.
Oh, the
Gary
Blondie
Larson.
Gary Larson. I loved him.
Gary
Great
Larson.
player.
Brett Dallas.
Great
Matt
player.
Sears.
What a great team.
But
Greg Florimo.
Larson was a great
team.
Origin player.
Yes.
In
Yeah.
Origin, he was a step above.
He
He just
went to Parra at the end of his career as well for 1 or 2
Did he?
seasons.
There you
yeah.
go.
Did he play at Parramatta?
Yeah, right at the very end, yeah.
Okay. Any idea of the top try scorer, by any chance?
Brett Mullins?
No. He's a Bronco.
Oh, hang on. Oh, wait a second. Steve Renoff?
Yeah, 23
Oh, wow.
tries.
Yeah.
This will be interesting. World Club Championship, Wigham came to Brisbane, full house, 54,000 people. Do you believe, once again, Wigham defeated Broncos
I don't remember.
20-14?
what?
Have we ever won? Have we ever beat the... Have we ever got... I think Roosters won it once.
It would help if we didn't play during the off season, but yeah, anyway.
So yeah, Wigham came to Brisbane and took it away with them. And how about the Dally M Player of the Year? So I remember they had two different.
That's a tough one.
Was the official one? I'll give you a clue. He's a Manly player.
Cliff Lyons?
Cliff Lyons. Beautiful. The top five back then, Nicola, was the Dogs came first with 36 points. Norths came second with 35 points. The Raiders came third with 34 points. The Seagulls came fourth with 33 points. And the Broncos came fifth with 27 points. This is a season without the salary cap, mind you.
Yeah.
So, look, I don't see...
So that top six, you said?
There was a top five back then.
Oh, it was a top five back then.
Back then
When
still.
did it go to top eight? Interesting.
Question, Nicola.
I
Wow.
remember.
You remember when you went?
No, I remember something about that season. When did it go to top 8? I believe that was 98, wasn't it?
It's a couple of
NRL?
seasons. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember.
What do you remember?
I'm pretty sure it was 94.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, it might have been 95. It was 95. Sorry, forget about it.
Okay. All I indicate is that, look, isn't it funny? Even with a salary cap, teams are close.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The grand final, Nicola, was Canberra played Canterbury.
Yep.
Yeah, and of course it was 36-12.
Yeah.
Canberra won. And that's the famous Paul Osborne
Yes.
Oh, wow.
carving up early, slipping
on-
those passes through.
He
What was the
actually-
score,
He
George?
actually went on to become the CEO of
36-12.
Parramatta for a while. Remember? Yeah.
Osborne.
Yeah, 10, 12
Oh,
years
that's
ago.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was a politician.
Yeah, he was.
Was the Canterbury guy knocked out in the first minute? Was that when the... Oh, no, the guy dropped it first minute?
Yes.
What was his name?
Not
Well,
Alchin.
No. Wasn't it
Silver?
McCracken?
The big guy. It was a big forward.
Oh, Marty Bella.
Martin Bella. He dropped it off
From
the
the
kickoff.
kickoff.
Marty
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when they just...
And that's when they
that
scored.
try
And then,
started
yeah,
coming.
it
That's
just
right.
became...
Yeah,
Yeah.
he spent most of his career at Manly and then he
Manly.
went to the Bulldogs last
Wo-
couple of years.
Worst start to a grand final was for the Dogs.
You know what? He actually had a good game, a good season. That
Yeah, he
year.
did. He
But
had a
just
great season.
He just had a bad grand final game. Let me remind you...
Mal Meninga's final game.
Yes, it was. Let me remind you of these teams. The Dogs had Scotty Wilson at fullback, Jason Williams on a wing, Steve Hughes centre, Jason McCracken another centre, Jared McCracken, sorry, Darryl Halligan on the other wing, Terry Lamb at 6, Polamauna at 7, Darren Britt, one front rower, Jason Hetherington as the hooker, Martin Bella as the other front rower, Dean Pay, back rower, Jason Smith,
Oh, great player.
and locking the scrum was Jim Dimmick, and on the bench was someone called Steve Price.
That's one of the best back rows you'll have.
Wait till you hear the other team.
Yeah, fullback for the Raiders.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Brett Mullins. One winger was Ken Nagus. In the centres
Oh,
was
yeah.
Mal Meninga and Ruben Wiki. The other winger was
Noah.
Noah Nudruka. Listen to this for halves. Someone called Laurie Daly and another guy called Ricky Stewart.
My favourite half.
My favourite lock of all time is coming up.
Yeah. Quinton Ponga was one prop.
No related to Callan, eh?
No.
No. Pongia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Paul Osborne, the other prop. David Ferner was the back rower. The lock was Bradley Clyde.
My favourite lock.
Probably one of the best forwards ever seen.
Lomax and Wiki were in that team too, right?
Lomax and Wiki were in the team as well. So that was two teams without a salary.
What a team that Canberra team was.
Yeah, without a salary
I've always
cap.
said it's my second favourite team of all time.
Yeah, probably mine too. After that Parramatta team, probably my second team. And I didn't think of this before to say, but after going through that the Penrith game, these are two teams with in non-salary cap time, and we saw the top five. They're all very close. And if I Google any of these teams, I'm sure they're equal quality, and because they're all chasing either the Raiders or the Doggies, and they're all developing their.
But it is worth pointing out this was full-time professional,
Oh, yeah.
right?
True.
Was it a semi-professional?
It was semi-professional early, but it turned professional after Super League. So it was semi-professional, but a lot of these guys still worked full-time jobs.
At 94?
Yeah.
So professionalism came in at Super League.
The mid-90s, yeah.
So Super League era.
But at
So I
this
thought
point,
they
some
started-
players were starting to get a lot of these in the semi-professional era. A lot of the players had jobs within their clubs, which is to say they did nothing, right? So the club would give them a job within the club,
Okay.
but they didn't do much. But it was semi-professional.
Semi-professional.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
they didn't
I won't go there.
They didn't become full-time pros until after Super League. Yeah,
That's the good thing about Super League.
yeah, it is.
That's the good thing about Super League. That's one thing that accelerated all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Accelerated. It would have happened over 3 or 4 years, but they did it bang in 1 year.
Exactly.
Probably costly. You know what? There's nothing better than sitting around talking about old players, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I've got a good one for you guys, and I want to know your memories on someone called Fui Moi Moi.
From Woi
Fui.
Hard runner.
What a beast.
Born 26 September 1979. He played for the Eels. He went to England and played for Leeton. He had a season with the Toronto Wolfpack. He played for Wakeland Town. Played for Rockdale Hornets.
What?
Yeah, he played until he was 45
He played until he
years
was in
45.
his 40s. He only retired a couple of years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, 45.
Did he get injured much?
No,
I don't remember.
Not for a prop.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because he was
I don't
a
remember him.
very hard runner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did he play a lot of minutes, though?
he did.
Yeah.
He was a really good player, man.
He was. I
really,
remember.
really good player.
I remember him being
Really
good.
reliable.
He
solid.
actually-
One of those front rowers that you just know what you're getting.
Yeah, he actually played for two other teams, New Zealand, and he played for Souths.
South. Yeah, I remember him in South.
Yeah, Daniel Anderson spotted him in New Zealand playing for their local competition, brought him over, and then after that he went to Souths, and he didn't see eye to eye with Paul Langmack. They obviously drank.
Not many people did.
Yeah, true. Not they probably drank the different type of beer, and he got moved on to Parramatta, which he actually found a home and loved, and he had his longest stint there, and
He was a fan favourite. He was a crowd favourite.
and
Yeah.
I was going to throw it over to Nico, and you can tell us. I mean, I used to love watching the
It's just
guy
like I
play.
said. He was a great front rower. He's one of those guys that
Electrified the crowd.
we talk about him. You just know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
His hard running style, great defender. Always broke the line. And every time he got thrown the ball, the crowd would start cheering. Fui.
Fui.
Yeah. It was just always had the big hair. You know, sometimes he had it braided up. But a lot of times it was just he was again for a front rower who played the way that he played. He rarely got injured, and he was just super, super reliable.
Yeah.
You knew what you were getting. Yeah.
He's making every time he hit the ball up, you know he's going to get 10.
He made a lot of
10
players
meters.
around him look good.
Yeah,
Look better.
That's what
you
I
know?
believe too. And the most one of them as a fan, and there's not many players who do this as a front rower, because I can't say Payne does this for me. Every time I saw him get the ball and run the ball up, it made my hairs stand up on my
He wasn't
back.
tall.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
He wasn't tall. He was like a ball of muscle.
Yeah.
Just a big guy. Short, stocky, like a fridge. You know?
It would have been hard to tackle that player.
Very hard to tackle, yeah. But really good. Like the good, I think he played in the 09 grand final. The Jared Haynes and the good players knew to follow him. Because he had a really good pop as well.
Pop as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
he did.
and he always broke the line.
So he
Not
gave
always, but you know,
he gave good pops
Yeah.
to Jared back in those days.
it's all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I enjoyed watching him.
No,
play.
he was a crowd favourite. He was, like I said, super reliable. It was a real shame when he left because everyone was kind of wishing he was 5 years younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you just wanted to keep him. And the guy kept playing, as you said, you know.
Well, he went to. I can't believe I didn't know he went to the Wolfpack, the Toronto Wolfpack. He just kept on playing for second division teams in England. You know, what
I
mean?
just remember a few
Worthington
years
Town,
ago.
Rockdale Hornets.
I remember a few years ago hearing that he was still playing, and I couldn't believe it.
It says he played out until he was 45.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that would only be a year or two ago,
a
wouldn't
couple
it?
of years ago.
Yeah.
Not long ago. So yeah, loved it.
No, he was really good.
Now for my favorite part of the segment when I
want to see the
I'm
record
looking forward
card.
to
yeah,
this,
when I talk, and I'm being selfish, and like I said, Anna says what's new. I talk about my musical journey, and as we know, it's very aligned with Adi, who prompted me to a lot of my musical likes. And I remember one day, Adi and I were playing for the school. It was a Wednesday because it's sports day. We were playing Bass Hill, and Adi had an outstanding game. I think he made 40 tackles, and he had,
tackles.
he had 40.
Alan Langer style, over the leg.
You're
Over
playing.
the
Well, you are. Don't be modest. Adi. You're outstanding at 5'8". You're outstanding defender, but he had 3 assists. And Nicola was a little bit down that day. Didn't have my greatest game. I mean, I think I only ran for 200 meters
Is that
and
all?
60 tackles.
200.
That's very low for you, mate.
Yeah, and those 3 assists that Adi gave, well, they were for me. So I went over 3 tries, and we're in the changing rooms, and a record fell out of Adi's bag.
Yeah.
It was a strange record, Nicola. It was a yellow cover,
Oh,
and there's strange looking.
You already know where he's going, don't you?
Do you?
I'll see now.
I'm lost.
I think I do.
Strange looking people on the cover, Nicola, and he told me they're from LA.
Yeah.
They're from LA, and he said that it's a new style of music called alternative.
What year was it?
Early 80s, but the record wasn't early. I think the record was released 79, but he had picked that up. Look, Adi not only liked his dance music, not his pop, but he delved into alternative as well.
New wave punk.
New wave
79.
punk. He introduced me to everything. And
Don't discriminate.
no,
music.
and
Disco.
we went to we went,
Lithuanian rock.
loves it. Anyway, he puts his record on, and I went to his house and put his record on, and the first song that played was a song called Planet Claire, and apparently
Claire.
apparently they have yellow hair there, you know, and all these
I don't know that song.
strange words and sounds.
Wasn't The Cure, was it?
No, it wasn't. And the second song, Nicola, I hear a bass line, and I'm sold. They became one of my favorite bands, and not only that, he's done that again to me. He's done that again to me. Actually, I've got the record right here.
That's
What is
good.
it?
That's
I've got the record right here, Nicola.
that's it.
this band actually changed my life.
The
Nicola.
B-52s.
The B-52s there.
it.
And the second song, they were singing about rocks and their lobsters. And
I didn't realise they were
under the
that. I didn't
seas.
realise they came out that early.
79 that album.
Yeah, I didn't realise that.
From LA, alternative rock back then.
For a second, I thought you were going to Motley Crue. There. I got
Motley
excited,
Crue?
yeah.
That was late 80s.
No, that was 81.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I didn't realise the B-52s were that
The
early.
B-52s. Adi, can you tell me about when you gave that album, or when you exposed that album to me, and what it meant to you, and look, I jumped straight on board. Jumped straight
They
on
look
board.
the same. They haven't changed. Hey.
Rock Lobster was an absolute hit. It's still going on buzzes now, hey?
Yeah, well,
It still bangs
that
it.
was the second song on the record, Nicola, and that's the song that really caught my
know that
attention.
one.
That's
yeah.
the one that got you.
Dun, 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 dun. That bass came out, and I just freaked out. But you can see the record when I saw the record.
Again, when you said bass line that caught me, I was thinking "Running with the Devil." Van
Dun,
Halen.
the devil. Yeah, well, I'll do that next week. I'm struggling finding semi-truths. But you so Rock Lobster, the song of the week.
Rock
Artie?
Lobster sounds the one, mate.
We're
Yeah,
going to close the show with Rock Lobster.
We're going to close the show with Rock Lobster, and that's like I said, that's the song my musical journey. It's the one he introduced me to, the album which got me onto the alternative route. So, like I said, Artie is very.
I didn't pick that
well-versed.
one. Yeah,
Didn't pick that one.
no, not at all.
Next week, and I was going to do you, but I didn't get enough information. I guarantee you it'll be one of your ones.
Yeah, no, all good.
One of your
I
stories.
always look forward to this, but I never know what's coming, and I always learn something.
That's always
as
a
well.
surprise.
Like I said, I didn't realise they
I
were
didn't just want
around.
to see records. Did you want to see the vinyl?
I like the vinyl. I like looking at the
I
record
didn't realise
cover.
they were around that early.
79, that album came out, and then I think they had a big break because they got another guitarist, and then 86, Love Shack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love Shack.
That you know, yeah. And then I think they haven't
Love
done
Shack,
too much.
baby.
They haven't done too much after that. They released records, but they weren't hits. But
Pretty hard to top.
They're a strange band, weren't they, to look at there?
strange to look at,
Yeah.
strange to hear, to listen
Well,
to.
again, you know, late 70s, you had new wave, you had punk.
Yeah.
You know, it was more about how you looked than how you played.
New
really.
wave romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we grew
And you
up.
had disco.
Yeah, well, we grew up in a great era in terms of how diverse it was. I'm not sure if it's as diverse now. I mean, Boy Wonder's going to tell us that it's more diverse. That's what he tells me. Definitely more accessible. Everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't more diverse. You actually had genres back then.
I thought so.
Now you don't.
I think so. But Rock Lobster is, Artie. Rock Lobster is.
Sounds great.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great way to finish.
That's it. That's a
Done.
wrap.
We've done.
That's a wrap for
That's a
episode
wrap.
73. Another
Done and
night
dusted.
done. Yep.
Done
Thanks,
and dusted.
boys.
Done and dusted.
Looking forward to the games this weekend. Well, I know you guys are. I'm not. But yes, thanks. It was great having everyone again. Great night. And we look forward to seeing you all next week for episode 74.
Happy Rugby League,
Happy
everybody.
Rugby League,
Happy
everyone.
Rugby League.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye for now.